Once a gal was dreamy, Dobie. Once a gal was creamy, Dobie. Once a gal to call his own. Is she blonde? Is she tall? Is she dark? Is she small? Is she any kind of dreamboat at all? No matter, he's hers and hers alone. Dobie.
My name's Dobie Gillis. I'm a young man with a lot of problems. Just a couple of years ago, all I had to worry about was simple fractions and keeping my pants up and Dick Tracy and scout meetings. Now I've got to worry about girls. You know, this is better, I think, at least when I have a girl, which is practically never. Of course, I won't be worrying about girls all the rest of my life. In a few years, I'll be a grown man. Then I'll be worrying about women. And they're the worst kind of girls. I know. I found out yesterday. We were in Charlie Wong's ice cream parlor.
Look, Dobie, why don't you just give up girls?
Maybe I should just give up life. Say, Eldon, you work for a medical laboratory. What's a good poison to take?
Oh, they're all lousy.
Well, I'm not picky.
Oh, take it easy, Pops.
What's there to live for, anyway?
Dizzy Gillespie's new album.
How much can one person suffer? How much breakage can one heart take?
Man, we put those words like music, we got a big hit. How much can one person suffer?
Maynard.
Oh, they're square but commercial, Booley.
Maynard, you don't understand. I'm desperate. I'm a drained man. Just as this glass is drained, I face a future empty of a soft, feminine face. There's no girl in the world for me. Who's she?
Man, that's a cool tune.
Doc Simpson's nurse, Valerie Brown.
Sweet Valerie Brown.
First cousin of Georgia.
I make deliveries to her office, and sometimes she touches my hand, and it burns. Listen, get away. Come on.
Miss Brown?
Yes?
Yeah, you know Eldon.
Yes, I know Eldon.
Yeah, and this is Maynard Krebs.
How do you do, Maynard?
Oh, man, that burns.
And do you have a name?
Yes, I have. Dobie Gillis.
Glad to meet you, Dobie.
Well, we've met. It was one night last week. You had wings and you hovered over my bed. And I heard music from 1,000 violins.
Well,
You're beautiful. When can I see you again?
tonight. Look for me. I'll be flying low.
I found her. I found her at last.
What are you saying? She's about 25.
You'd be like your math teacher.
You don't dig it, do you? There's no love in this life greater than the love for an older woman. I think I'll marry her.
Marry her?
You mean like what happened to your mother and father? Dobe, you need a new set of plugs.
She doesn't even know you're alive. She'll know. Just wait and see. Say, when do you make your next delivery to Doc Simpson?
4 o'clock.
I'll do it for you. Take the afternoon off.
You his friend?
Yeah.
He needs friends.
The first time she just looked at me, the second time she looked through me, the third time she laughed. I think I'll die.
Oh, she was like too old for you anyway.
She was mature.
Hey, let's go to a movie.
When she smiled, she warmed you from the light in her eyes.
I think they're playing The Monster Who Devoured Cleveland.
She looked at me, my soul was seared to a nice golden brown.
The second feature is Space Accountant.
And the sad, hard fact is I made no impression on her.
Third feature is Gone with the Wind.
I tried everything in the book.
The fourth feature...
Everything but dropping dead at her feet.
The fourth feature is...
I've got it.
Huh?
Maynard, I've got it. Hit me square between the eyes. Why didn't I think of that before?
What?
Sympathy.
That's the fourth feature, tea and sympathy.
Cool, healing hands on a fevered brow. Her hands, my brow, my Valerie.
Yeah, the fifth feature...
Maynard, I'm gonna get sick.
Oh, not here.
I'm not just plain sick. Real fancy sick, like half dead. So her heart can go out to me in sympathy.
Man, your needle's like slip the groove.
From sympathy to love is only a hop, skip, and a jump. Let's go.
Hey, the fifth feature
Not
is...
to the movies, to the library. I've got to get sick.
In the library?
Research, Maynard. When you've got an ailment, there's nothing like knowing the proper symptoms.
You like rickets?
Shh.
You like rickets?
That's for babies. Hey, Maynard, listen to this. Hyperclinitis. Buzzing in the ears, spots before the eyes, pressure around the throat.
Yeah, I get like the same thing from wearing a collar and a tie.
Yeah, too common.
I don't think it's gonna work good, buddy. You can't like have your sickness and romance, too.
I'm serious, Maynard. Now get with it.
Hey, let's go to a movie.
No.
Maybe they got like a sick picture.
Stop it, will you?
Look, Big Daddy, I'm beginning not to feel good from all this sick talk.
Find me something serious and you can go home.
I don't want to go home. I want to go to a movie.
Maynard, I've got to get sick.
Bubonic plague! Bubonic plague, man, that's got a beat.
Oh, I couldn't come down with that.
Why not?
It's for bubons.
Measles, mumps, migraine, melancholy baby.
Hey, Maynard, listen to this. Citroniosis,
Yeah, good sound.
a rare blood condition.
Good lyrics.
The cause is unknown, possibly spread by ticks.
What's the melody?
Symptoms: peculiar reddish complexion, shortness of breath, general weakness.
Peculiar reddish complexion. I like it.
Maynard, I think I found me an ailment.
Congratulations. When are you like going to come down with it?
First thing tomorrow morning, right before breakfast.
Yeah, only one thing bugs me. How are you going to fool the doctor?
Look, Maynard, when you've got a pain in your side, how does the doctor know you have it?
Radar?
Everything which is in here, I've got.
Yeah. Shortness of breath? General weakness? Spasm in the stomach muscles? Facial twitch? Nausea?
Any more?
You don't need it anymore. You're very sick.
Can you see Valerie holding me close and saying, poor boy, my darling, hurry and get well. Come on, let's get out of here. I want to practice my symptoms. To be sick when you're in the best of health isn't as simple as it appears on the surface to be. The first hurdle was my mother. I didn't anticipate any problem here at all.
Nonsense. You're a fine, strapping, healthy, red-blooded, all-American boy.
Then my dad came over, and he wanted to know what was wrong. I told him I thought I was coming down with something, and there was a worried look on his face.
Yes, boy, I'm worried because you're sick, son. Good and sick. And there's only one cure for what you got: sweat. Now, you can work up a sweat in one of two ways. Number one, you can drag that lazy body of yours into the back room and start unpacking that load of canned goods that's been sitting there for over a week. Or, number two, you can start running. But no matter how fast or how far you run, I'm going to catch you, boy, because this time you're not going to wriggle out of it.
He didn't believe me. I knew right then and there I had to play it cool. Real cool. I unpacked the 12 cases of canned peas, Dad. I swept out the storeroom, scrubbed out the cooler, filled the outgoing orders, lined up the empties, threw out the no deposit, no returns that were returned, canned the eggs, and washed the truck. What's next?
Our boy is sick.
There's nothing, Dad. Just a shortness of breath, general weakness, dizzy spells.
Here, take this and go over and see Doc Simpson.
Oh, gee, thanks, Dad.
Oh, my. And he was such a fine, strapping, healthy...
Winnie, there's nothing wrong with him physically. It's up here.
What's the matter with him up there?
How do I know? What am I, a psychiatrist? All I know is that he did the work of 10 men this morning, and any time Dobie works, there must be something wrong with him.
Well, there doesn't seem to be anything wrong with you, Dobie. You're a fine, strapping,
there must
healthy...
be. I get a shortness of breath, general weakness, dizzy spells, spasm in my stomach muscles.
You keep saying that.
You believe me, don't you?
Of course I do.
Do you believe me, Doc?
Well, frankly, no, but let's take a blood test.
But blood test? What for?
Well, very often when we can't find anything clinically, the chemistry of the blood will tell us a story.
Why listen to my blood when you can hear it from me?
Feel better, Dobie, when we find out from the test that there's nothing wrong with you?
Oh, but there is. I get a shortness of breath, general weakness, dizzy spells, spasm in my stomach.
Oh, this won't hurt.
Maynard, what are you doing here?
Waiting for Dobie.
What's he doing here?
What are you doing here?
I came to pick up something.
So pick it up.
Here, Alvin. Rush this right down to the lab. It's Dobie Gillis's blood. How do you feel?
Don't stop.
I think you better go home now.
Don't stop.
Dobie?
Darling.
Now, come on, get up. When that blood test comes back negative,
You mean you took a sample of my blood while I was out cold?
It's already on its way to the medical laboratory. Don't you worry, you'll be fine.
I will?
Of course.
But I can't be. I know my own symptoms. Shortness of breath, general weakness.
The blood never
dizziness.
lies.
Never?
Never.
But supposing it comes back positive.
It won't.
If it's supposing it does.
Well, then we'll find out what's wrong with you and we'll make you well.
Will you care?
Of course, I'll be thinking of you all the time. Now, come on, go home. And don't worry. And I'll fly over your bed again tonight.
Fly low. Very.
Now what?
What?
The only thing wrong with that boy is you.
Oh,
He's got a crush on you. That's why he's here, to be close to you.
that's silly. Why should a fine, strapping...
Those are the kind who get crushes. Like me, when you walked in here the first time.
You mean like me, when I pretended to be sick?
And the test was negative.
Oh, but I was positive.
So was I. Love me?
Uh-huh.
Will you miss me?
The 2 days will be like 2 years.
Keep away from that boy while I'm gone. I don't like the way he looks at you.
Oh.
Goodbye, darling.
Goodbye.
All right, what did the doctor have to say?
Nothing. He just took my blood count.
How much was it?
How much blood or how much money?
How much money? How many bloods can you have? You've got one blood just like anybody else. I could have told the doctor that. How much did it cost?
Now, don't worry, Dad. He'll send you a bill.
I gotta kill that boy. I just gotta.
Now, Herbert, Dobie's a wonderful boy, and you know it.
He's a wonderful boy. He's a wonderful human garbage disposal. That's what he is. There's only one thing keeps that boy from being a genuine, all-out juvenile delinquent.
He's too fine.
He's too lazy.
There are no delinquent juveniles. There are only delinquent parents. We shouldn't think of him as a child. We should be modern and progressive. We should take the psychological approach. Do you know why Dobie runs after girls all the time?
No, I got a pretty good idea. Have you seen some of those girls he's running after? He'd be out of his mind if he didn't chase them. Why, if I were just a few years younger, I'd still be chasing you. And that is a very good idea.
Don't change the subject. This is important. The reason that Dobie runs after girls is that he needs love.
You have been reading those magazines again.
Which magazine?
You know which magazines. Those women's magazines. Dobie needs love. Dobie needs a shot in the head. That's what Dobie needs. I should have clobbered that kid the first time he got out of line. And you know, I never laid a hand on that boy. Not once. Oh, why didn't I?
Because that's primitive.
Primitive? Listen, my father clobbered me, but plenty. All week long, we went around the store liking each other. Nothing was said. And then on Saturday night, when I got ready to take my bath, he called me over and he ticked off everything I had done wrong on Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday. And then my father did his duty. He took me down in the basement and he gave it to me. And did it ruin my life? Did it make me a criminal? No! I am a solid citizen. I am a down-to-earth, middle-of-the-road, stable, solid, level-headed, even-tempered, mature, conscientious.
I rest my case.
Did you go to the library?
Yeah, man.
And you got me the dope on citroniosis?
Word for word from the book. Man, that's dull reading.
12 million red blood cells per cubic millimeter. Hemoglobin 9 grams. Boy, that sounds serious.
Now let's go to a movie.
You know, first we gotta get to Eldon before he delivers a report to Doc Simpson.
Then we go to a movie.
No, then we louse up the report to fit my symptoms.
Then we go to a movie.
No, then we take my report with all that hemoglobin jazz in it and substitute it in place of the real one.
Then we go to a movie?
Then we go to a movie.
Nah, I saw the picture 3 times. What else you want to do?
If we just... Well, here he comes. Remember, give him the old double talk.
Leave it to me.
Hey, what's with you guys? I got deliveries to make. What's so important?
Well, sit down and we'll tell you.
Man, where do you like hear this? What a blast. You know the Franticus Pratt? When he and the Phineas and the Browns got together and I said, who, Eldon? Not Eldon. They said, yeah, Eldon. He would never any time. And what do you think?
Yeah, what do you think?
What are you saying?
Tell him, Maynard, I got a Stravnik on the Lucky Go. I'll be right back.
What's he got to do?
He's got a Stravnik on the Lucky Go. And I said, who, Eldon?
Yeah,
and he
phoned for you, Eldon.
For me? What are you saying? Nobody knows I'm here.
It's a girl.
Really?
What a voice. Is Eldon there, please? Would you be kind enough to call him to the phone? Thank you so much.
Really?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, man!
Normal.
Hello? Hello?
Eldon?
Yes, this is Eldon.
Lucy.
Lucy? Lucy who?
Lucy Heckendorn. Remember we met on Front that time and we laughed?
What's that?
Don't tell me you've forgotten like so soon. We had such a truant. And I said, you don't mean that. And you held me tactile all the way.
I did?
Lucy Heckendorn. H like in heck.
I don't remember you, but I certainly would like to.
Well, I remember you. You're that tall, handsome Fleminick man, aren't you, with Placinic hair?
Your time is up. Deposit 10 cents for the next 3 minutes, please.
Hey, hurry up, Dobe. The operator wanted some more coin.
All finished.
Ooh, and just in time, too.
Who was it, Eldon?
A girl.
A girl?
Met her at a party once. She remembered me as a tall, handsome Fleminick man with Placinic hair.
What kind of hair?
You wouldn't understand.
So on! Did you fix up the report?
All fixed. And how can I thank you enough?
Oh, forget it, good buddy. It was Flominick.
Dobie Gillis. A fine, strapping, red-blooded... Oh, no. Hemoglobin, 9 grams. That poor boy. Indication of incipient citroniosis. Operator, this is an emergency. Get me the health department, quickly.
Citroniosis. That's the most contagious disease known to man. We must quarantine the boy. We must quarantine everybody he's come in contact with.
No, I don't know where he is. I isolation? If I get my hands on him, I'll send him to Madagascar, let alone to the Board of Health. Listen, you better open my store or I'll sue the city. There's nothing wrong with my boy, and what the heck is this Citra, whatever you said? Oh, yeah? Well, listen, you just better open my store, that's all. Citra, whatever he said.
And he was such a fine, strapping, healthy, red-blooded...
All-American dodo. My own flesh and blood closes my store. I wonder if he's really sick.
Of course he is, and we have to find him.
We? The whole police department's out looking for him. Do you know what our little boy has done? He has caused a panic.
I hope he doesn't catch cold on top of everything.
I'm calling Dr. Simpson. It's very urgent. When did he leave? Oh, thank goodness. Goodbye.
Dobie.
Oh, I don't feel well.
Stay where you are. Don't move.
Huh?
You're very ill, Dobie.
Oh, did my test come back? What did it say? I told you I didn't feel good. I've been away all day worrying about myself, wondering what the result of my test was, hoping that I would feel your cool hands on my hot head.
Don't come near me, Dobie.
Why, darling?
You have a very serious ailment.
I have?
Extremely serious.
What have I got?
Citroniosis.
Really?
Let's stay where you are.
Valerie, my Florence Nightingale, what's wrong?
You're contagious.
I'm what?
Oh, no, don't be frightened, Dobie. The police will be here soon. They're going to put you in isolation. Dr. Simpson will do everything he can for you.
The police? Isolation? What for? I'm a fine, strapping, healthy, red-blooded, all-American boy. Oh, here you are. Oh, wait, this is all a mistake. I'm normal.
Come along, son. You'll have the best of care. I've got a boy your age. He's a fine, strapping, healthy, red-blooded.
Goodbye, Dobie. You'll be all right.
Hey, I'm all right now. I haven't got anything.
Come along, son.
Wait,
Better fumigate this room.
Look, ask Maynard. Ask the medical laboratory. I don't feel good.
I know.
I'm not going anywhere. Take your hands off me. This is a free country.
No. Don't you worry. They might find a cure for it one of these days.
What are you talking about? I got nothing to cure.
Miracles happen every day. Look at penicillin, the race between aspirin and bufferin.
I won't go. I won't.
Jim!
What's going on here?
I'm being railroaded, Doc.
Let the boy go.
Let him go. He's sick.
I'm his physician. I'll take the responsibility.
Okay, you're the doctor, but let me warn you, he's got to be in isolation.
I'll take care of it.
So long, son. Research goes on day and night. Same age as my boy.
Jim, stay away from Dobie. He's got...
I know what he's got. I just came from the lab and saw the report. The real report.
Then you know about me and about...
You want to know something, Dobie? I've got the same thing you've got. Only I got it first. Okay, Dobie. You're cured.
Don't worry, Dobie. You'll find a girl.
Yeah, that's what they keep telling me. So how come I never find one?
You're on the sauce again, Dobe. What's the matter, good buddy?
Same as always. No girl. All that research we did, wasted. Valerie loves Doc Simpson.
Oh, cheer up, Big Daddy. You'll get a girl, and that old bluebird of happiness will, like, fly again.
Never. Wow, who's she?
Cora Klaus just got back from boarding school.
All of a sudden, the sun is out.
Very rich. Her father owns some big business in town.
Oh, not Klaus's nursery.
Yeah. He sells babies?
No, plants, trees, shrubs, stuff like that. Come on, Maynard. We're going to the library.
Again? What for?
I want to read up on Japanese beetles.
Cause Dobie has to have a girl to call his own. Once a gal was dreamy, Dobie. Once a gal was creamy, Dobie. Once a gal to call his own. Is she blonde? Is she tall? Is she dark? Is she small? Is she any kind of dreamboat at all? No matter, it's hers and hers alone. Dobie.
I'm picking flowers for my girl, Arabella Parmalee. Ah, lovely Arabella. What could be more fitting? I mean, Arabella's a flower herself. Her skin is like a rose petal. Her eyes are like delphiniums. Her two lips are like tulips. Her hair is...
Oh, hi, good buddy. What you like doing?
I was like picking flowers.
Who's the chick?
Her name's Arabella Parmalee, and she loves me.
Oh, she's like new in the neighborhood, huh?
Maynard, that's not friendly.
Oh, I'm sorry, Dope. Here, I'll help you.
Oh, good, good. Arabella is a merry, splendid thing. She's the April...
Dope.
Yes, my helper?
I think we better, stop plucking these poppies.
No, surely you jest. For the love of my great tawny animal, I may go on picking these delicate buds forever.
Oh.
Arabella is a Come on, help me, Maynard. You always like flowers.
I just kicked it. Dope like Eagles J like the Ops J, huh?
I'm gonna pick so many I might need a wheelbarrow.
Yeah, a fast one, like headed out of town.
Maynard, you're worried about something.
Yeah, and it's like right behind you.
Like right behind me?
Yeah. Like hi.
we want to... Like, I see what you mean. Yeah, good afternoon, officer. How's business?
Caught many gangsters lately?
Maynard.
See this sign?
Oh, yeah,
yes,
we
sir.
see it.
Yeah.
Man, what spelling?
Yeah.
What printing,
Maynard.
Cool. Read it.
Read it? Oh. Well, you see, sir, in this light...
Read it, mister, or you'll be the first boy in town to do his homework in solitary confinement.
Do not pick the flowers.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
Now you.
Oh, well, you see, sir, in this light...
All over town, robbers are robbing, murderers are murdering, and some lucky cop is chasing them. But me, I get stuck with a couple of left-headed flower filches.
Well, sir, I only picked a few to help my romance.
You're like for romance, aren't you, sir?
No, I'm a married man.
Honest, officer, we didn't mean any harm.
Out! And if I ever catch you defacing city property again, I'll run you in.
Oh, yes, sir.
All right, halt! Those flowers are city property.
Oh, yes, sir. We're sorry.
Halt! It's against the law to clutter up the park.
Oh, yes, sir. Come on, Maynard. Sorry, officer.
Yes.
Come on.
Halt! You can't dump them over there.
Yes, sir. Maynard. Oh, sir, please excuse us. We didn't mean it.
No.
We couldn't help it.
But you like so hard to run around.
What?
No. He just means we wanted to run past you.
Yeah, but your big fat stomach kept getting in the way.
If I catch you on my beat again, you better have a sneaky lawyer.
Hi, Mom. How do I look?
Oh, lovely Arabella.
Do you think Dobie will like me?
Well, let me put it this way, dear. If your father saw you in that dress, he'd lock you in your room.
Oh, Dobie will like me.
What type of boy is he?
Dobie? Well, he's a little hard to describe.
Where's he taking you?
For a walk in the park, I guess.
That describes him perfectly. The out-of-money type.
He's very polite. I'm sure even Daddy will like him.
Does he talk back?
Oh, no.
Daddy will like him.
Boy, did I run into a couple of lame yesterday. Arabella, change that dress or I'll lock you in your room.
Welcome home, Daddy.
Have you ever been in love? I don't mean the shallow kind of love where you feel like you're floating on a cloud. I mean the serious, everlasting kind of love where you feel like you've just eaten something that doesn't agree with you. Well, that's how I felt. Sick. And it was wonderful. Maynard?
Oh, hi, good buddy.
Hi.
You going out with the chick tonight?
Yep, to the movies.
Can I go along?
Well, Maynard, we like your company and all that, but when a fella and a girl go to the movies, well, you know how it is.
I'll pay my own way.
Well, that isn't it, Maynard.
Oh, I dig it.
Now, look, Maynard, you see them...
Go on, have fun. I'll be like all right.
Maynard, stop dramatizing.
Oh, it's just like when Clark Gable kept running off with Myrna Loy. Spencer Tracy kept being left behind.
Maynard.
Call me Spencer.
What? Now, look, Maynard, you've got to understand. Arabella will never come between us. I mean, love is love, but friendship is entirely different.
Like true?
Yeah. Now, you see, if a man likes fishing, that doesn't mean he stops liking his wife and children.
Oh, you mean if you like Dig Dizzy Gillespie, that don't mean you have to kick Thelonious Monk.
Right, Maynard.
Yeah, and if you go for hot fudge sundaes, that don't mean you have to give up French fried potatoes.
No.
Or how about spooky movies?
Spooky
if you rate for them, that don't mean you have to turn up your nose at widescreen and CinemaScope. Yeah, and take television.
Maynard.
Who said you had like Love Lucy and Sneer at the Millionaire? And beards. Mine look swinging on me, but look pretty square my mother.
Maynard, enough! People are watching. Goodness.
You'd have to draw me a picture.
Well, I'm glad.
Frankly, Dobe, you don't credit me for like digging these basic precepts.
Basic precepts?
Yeah, I read that in a box of breakfast cereal. Good buddy.
Yes, Maynard?
You're gonna say hello to me when you meet me on the street, aren't you?
Now, look, Maynard, please try to understand.
Go on, good buddy. Go on. Don't look back.
Okay, we'll all go to the movies. Here.
I wish that Dobie would hurry up and get here. He's late.
Oh, my feet hurt. I won't be able to make that Bison Lodge meeting tonight. Hurry up with that water, will you? I wouldn't mind getting my feet sore chasing after some real crooks. But it's pretty aggravating just chasing around after a couple of kids. Arabella, if I ever find you hanging around any teenage characters like that, I'll put you on bread and water for a week.
How many banks did they knock on? How many heists did they pull?
Please, Edith. You're making me homesick.
Sam, it's your own fault you're not on the beat with this action. You and that violent temper.
Temper? Who's got a temper? I'm sweet as sugar. Yeah, what do you think you're doing? The Sam Hill is that. I'll get it.
Dad, not...
Now, wait a minute. This house is my beat.
You go out and patrol the closet until you get your clothes on.
Hi, Dobie.
Hi, Arabella.
You're late.
How well I know, Arabella. Each moment away from you is like an eternity. To the fairest of them all. And to the fair sister of the fairest of them all.
Oh, you'll go a long way,
Yes,
boy. But I happen to be her mother.
No.
I don't know about Daddy, but Mother loves him.
Yeah.
Mom, this is Dobie Gillis.
Charmed. Would you mind if somebody else came along with us to the movies?
Oh, that's sweet of you, Dobie, but you two kids run along.
No. I mean, Maynard, come on in. This is my friend Maynard G. Clippers. Maynard, this is Mrs. Parmalee and Arabella Parmalee.
Hello.
Like hi. Like hi.
Like, how do you do? How do you do?
Arabella, I didn't think you'd mind if Maynard came along with us to the movies. He was kind of lonesome.
So you didn't?
No.
Yeah, I won't be in the way. I'll even get my own popcorn.
Yeah.
Well, I...
Oh, like, please, they're showing a real gasser of a movie. The monster that devoured Cleveland.
Well, all right. This time.
Oh, thank you,
You're like a
Arabella.
real human being, man.
Yeah. Maynard. I'm sorry the flowers are so beat up, but I had a little trouble.
Oh?
A fat cop stepped all over them.
Boys, in this house, we do not use the word cop. We prefer law enforcement officer.
Oh, well, this big, fat law enforcement officer was taking up the whole party.
Yeah, you should have seen him. He looked like 100 pounds of potatoes in a 50-pound sack.
And he was like floundering. Oh, Dog, don't you think we better, like, cut out?
Oh, no, not yet, Maynard. Boy, was he clumsy. He squashed the daylights out of the flowers. He was built for a lot of squash.
Dog, we gotta go.
In a minute, Maynard, in a minute. Sometimes I wonder why these fat cops, fat law enforcement officers.
Good buddy, the monster's gonna have Cleveland half devoured. Come on.
Maynard, you're worried about something again.
Yeah, and he's, like, right behind you.
Like right behind me?
Like, hi.
Like I see what you mean. Good evening, how's business?
Caught many gangsters lately?
Yeah.
What are these criminal types doing here?
They're Dobie Gillis and Maynard Krebs.
Yeah.
Do you know them, Daddy?
They're the flower manglers.
Pleased to meet you, sir.
Like, likewise.
Yeah.
They're friends of mine.
Well, from now on, so are bread and water. Out!
You serve.
And on the double!
Come on, Dope. He's bigger than both of us.
Yes,
Don't fight
he
it.
is.
Hold it, mister. Do you want to go out with Arabella?
No, ma'am.
Maynard, she means me. Yes, more than anything in the world.
Arabella, do you want to go out with Dobie?
Oh, I certainly do.
Then
Yeah.
go and don't let anybody stop you.
Watch it, Edith. I'll run you in for interfering with an officer.
Arabella's old enough to pick her own friends. And besides, what did Dobie do that was so bad?
He only picked flowers in open defiance of a do not pick the flowers sign.
Now there's a real public enemy.
His whole attitude is miserable. Besides that, he's stubborn and uncooperative.
But, sir, look.
Quiet! Who asked you? Besides, look at that dangerous-looking joker he hangs around with.
Hands off, Mater. I'm through letting you ruin our children's lives.
Yes, look what happened to Abigail.
Don't mention your sister's name in my presence again.
She's got to. We'll never find out what happened to Abigail.
You had to order her to stop seeing that jockey.
And 3 days later, we got a wedding announcement from Santa Anita.
Abigail takes after your side of the family.
You can't force children to do anything. Good night, kids, and have a good time.
Be back by 10 and don't park in front of the house.
Be back at 11 and enjoy yourself.
Thanks, Mom.
You're all heart, man.
Yes, sir. That was my introduction to Arabella's father. It wasn't exactly what you'd call the beginning of a beautiful friendship. But I wasn't worried. You see, Mr. Parmalee's a father, and I'm an authority on the care and handling of fathers.
I gotta kill that boy. I just got it.
You mean Dobie isn't up yet?
Well, certainly not. It's barely 11 o'clock and there's work to be done.
Herbert, the boy is entitled to his rest. He was up very late last night.
Oh, if he stays in bed, he's entitled to his rest. If I stay in bed, I'm a bum.
Herbert, nobody ever said you were a bum.
And nobody ever said I was not the father of a bum.
Good morning, good morning, good morning. My, what a beautiful, beautiful day.
Good morning,
Oh,
dear.
I'm sorry, but did all the noise we were making down here while we were, if you will pardon the expression, working, wake you?
Yeah, but I had to get up anyhow. I have a date. Oh, Dad, would you mind?
No.
I didn't even finish the question.
Go right ahead. Finish it. The answer will still be the same.
No?
Yes.
You said yes.
I said yes. The answer is no.
Dad, I have to have a few dollars so I can go out and mingle.
Oh, by all means, son. Go, mingle. How would it seem if your mother and I, standing here in the midst of the lettuces and the tomatoes and the cabbages and the pickled kumquats, could not look the world square in the face and say, our son is out mingling?
Dad, that's not fair. If I don't get out and mingle, I'll never meet the right girl, and I'll never get married, and I'll have to live here with you and Mom the rest of my life.
The rest of your life?
Yeah. Thanks, Dad. Thanks
Go.
very much.
Mangle.
Mingle. Bye, Mom. And, Dad, it's good to know that there's still an area of communication between us, however faint.
Too true, too true.
Back to work.
Someday I must explain the meaning of the word to that boy. Work, I could explain from now to doomsday. He thinks it's a foreign language or from outer space or something. No, outer space he'd understand.
Oh, good morning, officer.
How do you do?
Nice place you have here.
We like it here. Have an apple. It'll save you the trouble of pinching it later on.
Oh, that's not why I came in. I'm new here, and I like to get acquainted with the people on my beat. My name's Parmalee.
Oh, Gillis, Herbert T. This is Mrs. Gillis.
Pleased to meet you. I understand you have a son.
He didn't do it.
Oh, he's not in trouble.
Naturally not.
No, I was just curious about him. You see, he's been going out with my daughter.
Oh, well, those are the breaks.
How nice.
Yeah, and I wanted to stop.
May I ask why?
I'm her father, and I wanted to stop.
Are you implying that our son isn't good enough for your daughter?
Now, just a minute, mister. This is America, and my son can go out with any girl he wants to, even if she is related to you, which is what makes her stupid enough to go out with a kid like Dobie in the first place.
My daughter is a very fine girl.
Dobie is a very fine boy.
Arabella is sweet and kind and sensitive.
Dobie is sweet and kind and sensitive, too.
Arabella is ambitious and hardworking.
Dobie is sweet and kind and sensitive. You don't want them going out together? Why don't you tell her to stop seeing him?
Well, I can't, you see. Arabella's kind of high-strung, and she might get the feeling that she was being pushed around.
Well, that's your problem, Sherlock Holmes.
Now, look, Mr. Gillis, Mrs. Gillis, we're grown-up people.
Well, some of us are.
We have to face the situation that our children were not meant for each other.
That's for them to decide.
Then you're not going to stop Dobie from seeing Arabella?
My answer is a positively negative no.
Well spoken, Herbert.
All right. But you haven't heard the end of this. Sour.
Herbert, he can't do anything, can he?
No, he cares. I wonder how he's going to do it.
Did you have a nice time, Arabella?
Well, frankly,
What-
Dobie...
What's wrong? Didn't you like the roller skating?
Oh, I enjoyed that a lot.
Well, maybe it was the hamburgers.
No, they were delicious.
Well, didn't you like going there in my father's truck?
Oh, I liked that.
Well, then what's the matter?
Him.
Dobie, help me take off my skates, please, huh?
Oh, Sergeant Friday.
Let's have a little respect for the law.
You are getting as little as possible.
You'll be laughing from the business side of a cell when I turn you in for violating Ordinance 308.
Oh, come off of it, Waldo, before I turn you in for loitering inside a policeman's uniform.
That newspaper stand is blocking the sidewalk in violation of Ordinance 308.
That newspaper stand was out there when I bought the store.
All right, you got your choice. $10 or 10 days in jail on those matches. Ordinance 134 says you got to keep them out of the reach of children.
Those matches are 5 feet off the floor.
Not high enough. Kids are getting taller these days.
Now you listen to me, Parmalee.
Now you listen to me, Gillis. Where's that barrel of sand?
What barrel of sand?
The law requires that you have a barrel of sand inside the front door so that you can put it on the sidewalk in case of snow.
Snow?
To keep the people from falling down.
Snow?
Ordinance 253.
Snow? It is 96 degrees in the shade outside. All over town, people are falling down from the heat.
You can't be too careful. The weather's very changeable these days. Now, you get that sand in by tomorrow. You have the shelves fixed for those matches. You bring in that newsstand. Or would you rather order your meals by banging on the bars with a tin cup?
By tomorrow, I can't do all that. Oh, I get it. Call off Dobie.
Now you're thinking. I'll be back in the morning. Better.
What's the matter, dear? Something wrong?
I'm thinking.
Oh, dear.
Thinking about Alfred.
Alfred?
Yes, your cousin Alfred, who used to live with us and eat his weight every day until I threw him out on his big fat head.
What about him?
Didn't he try to get on the police force?
Yes, but he didn't pass his exam.
Mm-hmm. Whatever happened to his police officer's manual?
I think it's in the closet. Why?
Would you mind getting it for me, Winnie Pooh?
Why, what do you want it for?
There is more than one way to skin a cop.
There's more than one way to skin a Gillis.
What's a Gillis?
Top secret.
Sam, I haven't seen you so excited since the old days of the McDougal mob.
Yep, the old war horse is back in harness. Got to take a flock of these citation books. Here's Today I am loaded for groceries.
Like, hi, good buddy.
Oh, hello, Maynard.
Where you like going?
Yeah, nowhere, Maynard.
I never been there. Can I go with you?
Yeah, some other time, Maynard.
Oh, you're going out with her again, huh?
Now, look, Maynard.
Go ahead. I'll get used to being lonely.
Now, Maynard.
After a while, I probably won't even cry much.
Maynard, that's silly.
The world is like loaded with us lost souls.
Maynard, don't talk like
I'll live all alone, like a helmet.
Maynard, that's Herman.
Yeah, Herman.
Now, listen to me, Maynard.
Maynard the Hermit, they'll call me.
Maynard, look, why don't you
I'll live
come
along
along
the
with
woods, eat
Arabella
like
and me?
roots and berries.
Look, we'll have
the
a lot
animals
of
will
fun.
come my
Come
friends.
on, Maynard. Please
I'll
come
build my
on.
house in a tree.
Maynard.
Or maybe a
Maynard,
cave.
they're not even listening to me.
Okay, I'll go with you in Arabella.
Oh, good. Thank you, Maynard. Maynard.
You didn't bring the newsstand in, huh?
Nope.
You didn't put in the barrel of sand.
Nope.
And you didn't fix those shelves for those matches, huh?
Nope.
All right, Gillis, if you want to play rough, that's the way it's going to be. I'll hit you with every violation of the book. You got an alarm bell on your freezer?
Nope.
Violation. Have you had your scales checked in the last 2 months?
Nope.
Violation. Have you had your cash registers checked in the last year?
Nope.
Violation. Have you had your electrical wiring fixed?
Just a minute, Parmalee. I happen to have some reading material of my own here.
Oh?
Police Officer's Manual. Minimum standard of physical fitness for police officers. How much do you weigh?
None of your business.
Just a minute. I am a taxpayer and your employer. Therefore, I have a right to know. How much do you weigh?
Oh, about 165, give or take a few pounds.
How many?
58.
And that's better. What is your waist measurement?
Close to 34.
How close?
44.
You have a very cute figure, Parmalee, but it is just about 10 inches and 58 pounds too cute.
Come on, whoever pays attention to those measurements?
I do. And I also happen to have the telephone number of the police commissioner. And it says right here, officers who do not meet the minimum standard physical requirements shall be subject to instant dismissal, section 921.
Gillis, one of these days.
Oh, the commissioner's going to get a great kick out of this.
You wouldn't. You would.
Just a minute. How many times can you touch your toes?
Touch my toes, are you kidding?
Police regulations say 20 times. Now.
Oh, now, wait a minute, Gillis.
I wonder who the new cop on this beat is going to be.
I'm touching.
You're touching? I wonder if it says anything in here about cops who can't get over their stomach. Oh, you're touching your toes. And we are being protected by you. Crazy. How about some push-ups?
Oh, now, Gillis.
Mr. Gillis, employee. Regulations say 10 push-ups.
I'll get my uniform dirty.
Be my guest. One. Two. 2.5.
All right, Gillis. What do you want from me?
Simple justice. Just let my store alone.
Never.
I'll turn you into the police commissioner.
I'll turn in these citations.
And we will both go to the bottom together.
That's the way it's gotta be.
Now, just a minute. You can't push me around, Buster. I happen to be a veteran with the Good Conduct Medal and a taxpayer and a member of the Benevolent Order of Bisons.
So am I, a charter member.
You're a bison?
Chapter 62.
Oh, chapter 47.
Brother Bison.
Brother Bison. Say, Brother Parmalee.
Sam. Call me Sam.
Okay, Brother Sam.
All right, Brother Herb.
How many verses of the Bison song do you happen to know?
Oh, about 23.
Shall we take it from the top?
I'm with you.
The benevolent order of bison, brothers one and all. We're the cake and we're the icing, winter, spring, and fall. The benevolent order of bison, stick through thin and thick. We are better than streptomycin when a pirate is sick.
Hey, look what I got here. Our new ceremonial helmets. Got them at the live meet last night.
Hey, how about that?
And on top of everything else, our kids are crazy about each other.
What a break.
I'll break this over your head, Dobie Gillis.
I didn't have the heart to leave him, Arabella. He was all alone.
I'll go for him, a good buddy. Just forget about me.
Maynard, come back.
You'll have to choose between us.
But he was so lonely.
That does it. Out!
Please, Arabella, please.
Out!
All right. My friends aren't good enough for you, then neither am I.
Out!
Out?
Out!
We say it once, we'll say it twice, and say it till we die.
Arabella, if you want to go out with Mr. Gillis' son, it's all right with me.
Son, she's a fine girl.
And if he's anything like his father, I order you to marry him.
She's stuck up.
He is inconsiderate.
She's insensitive.
He's terribly impolite.
Now, just a minute. Nobody can talk to Dobie like that except me.
You got a nerve talking to my daughter that way?
He can talk any way he wants.
Says who?
Says me.
Oh, yeah?
Now, listen, Sam.
Officer Parmalee to you.
Herbert G. Gillis, taxpayer to you, and suck in that overstuffed stomach of yours.
Oh, yeah? Are you going to put out that barrel of sand?
No.
Are you going to have those shells made for those matches?
No.
Are you going to have your cash register checked?
No.
Are you going to put an alarm bell on your freezer?
No.
Are you going to...
Hey, Dobe, let's see we ankle over the playground and toss a baseball around.
No, we'd better not, Maynard. We might break a window or something.
Yeah. How about some tennis?
Regulations say you have to wear tennis shoes.
Regulations?
Yeah.
Stuff like that never used to bother you before. What happened?
I turned chicken.
Why?
Him.
Once a gal was dreamy, Dobie. Once a gal was creamy, Dobie. Once a gal to call his own. Is she blonde? Is she tall? Is she dark? Is she small? Is she any kind of dreamboat at all? No matter, she's hers and hers alone. 'Cause Dobie has to have a girl to call his own. Once a gal was dreamy, Dobie. Once a gal was creamy, Dobie. Once a gal to call his own. Is she blonde? Is she tall? Is she dark? Is she small? Is she any kind of dreamboat at all? No matter, he's hers and hers alone. Dobie!
I want to talk to you about radar and love, on which I am a great expert. Oh, on love, that is, not radar. All I know about radar is that you send out impulses and they bounce off something and they come right back. Love is different, for me anyhow. I keep sending out impulses, but what do I get back?
Dobie Gillis, I never want to see you again as long as I live. Dobie Gillis, I can go out with the captain of the football team. Who needs you? Dobie Gillis, if you don't stop pestering me, I'll call the police.
And there's more, lots more. I've got a list here of all the girls who dumped me in the last 12 months. I've been dumped by girls of every size, kind, shape, and description. Tall girls, short girls, thin girls, fat girls, blondes, brunettes, redheads, all kinds of different girls. They only had one thing in common. They didn't want me. Well, a man isn't made of iron. I can't take any more of this. Getting rejected by one girl after another. It's breaking my heart. It's shriveling my soul. My condition's desperate. Desperate conditions require desperate solutions. There's only one way I can salvage the wreckage of my life. Only one way. Boy, is it desperate.
Married? You're going to get married?
That's right, Mom. I'm going to get married.
You are going to get fractured. That's what you're going to get.
Just a minute, Herbert. Obviously, something is troubling the boy deeply.
Something is troubling me deeply. Here I got a kid who won't work, won't study, and at 17 years of age still has trouble dressing himself in the morning. Now he comes in and calmly announces, I am going to get married. When are you going to live on? Roots and berries?
Love will find a way.
Love will find a way to the county poor farm. That's where. Now you stop this
Herbert, your
idiotic...
son is in trouble. Now, will you hush up and listen? What is it, dear?
And I'll tell you what it is. I need to be loved.
Why, darling, I have loved you for 17 years.
I know, Mom, and I appreciate it. I mean, you have to love me. I'm your son. What I want is somebody to love me who doesn't have to.
That is a tall order, boy.
Why, Dobie, everybody loves you. You're so lovable.
And I'm also so broke. I need money to get girls, and where am I going to get it?
Herbert, give the boy $10.
I'll give him a 10-second head start, and then I'm going to...
Do as I say.
Do as you say.
Thanks a lot, Mom, but it won't help. What if Dad did give me $10? I mean, it's a far-fetched notion, but, well, say he did, for the sake of argument.
Just for the sake of argument.
Well, when the $10 is gone, I'll have to come to Dad for another $10, and another, and another. Face it, Mom, it can't be done.
You have a point, son.
You have a very pointy point.
So I get dumped by another girl, another scar on my poor bleeding psyche, another piece of my security washed away.
Oh, my poor baby.
I can't go on anymore. I can't continue this mad, fruitless chase, this endless tarantella.
Tarantella? What spider's got to do with this conversation?
Dad, that's tarantula.
Dear, the tarantella's a dance.
Yeah.
Never heard of it.
Oh, of course you did. Don't you remember that summer we were courting? That night in the Dreamland Ballroom while we did the tarantella all night?
Oh,
Sweat. I'm dying of a broken heart, and they're dancing.
Oh, darling, I'm sorry. You were saying?
I was saying I can't go on like this. I need one girl to have and hold and cherish and honor and soothe my fevered brow. I need a snug harbor. I need to get married.
Now you listen, boy.
You are absolutely right, dear. Get married. You have our blessing.
Winifred!
Hush up. If that's what you want, dear, go right ahead. Your mother and father are behind you 100%.
Oh, thanks, Mom. You're a real human being. And, Dad, in the fullness of time, I'm not sure, but I think we can be friends.
Well, I gotta kill that boy. I just gotta. And I may throw in his mother for good measure. Get married, Dobie. You have our blessing.
Herbert, the longer you are a parent, the less you understand children.
The less I understand wives, I'll grant you that, especially mine. Have you lost your mind or something? How's that kid going to support a wife?
There'll be no wife, and just you calm down. Dobie's going through a difficult time, and the least we can do is not add to his burdens.
And you've been reading those women's magazines again.
Use your head. This marriage business, why, it's just a passing fancy. Let it pass.
And in passing, supposing he finds a girl who'll marry him?
Like who?
Like, that's a good question.
And if he did, do you suppose her parents would give their consent?
Not if they're living.
Then why antagonize the boy over nothing?
Winnie, you got a good head on your shoulders.
Thank you.
And incidentally, you have a very nice pair of shoulders.
Thank you.
Shall we dance?
Married? Maynard, calm yourself.
Dope, say it ain't so.
No, Maynard, my mind's made up. I'm gonna get married.
Married?
Yes, married.
Married?
Maynard.
But why do you have to get... I can't even say it.
Married?
Married?
Maynard. I'll tell you why, because I'm getting torn to pieces. I can't go on like this, being dumped by girl after girl.
So kick girls. I mean, they take the best seats in the movies. They won't sit on the floor all night and listen to jazz. And they giggle about you in the girls' powder room. Girls. Who needs them?
I need them. One girl, anyhow. One girl to stroke my brow and ease my troubled heart and give me comfort and tranquility and peace. And the only way I'll ever have such a girl is to get married. Aren't you going to scream?
No good, buddy.
Oh, what are you so happy about?
Because you're just beating your gums, Pops. You ain't never gonna find a girl to hitch up to.
No, you're wrong, Maynard. No, you're wrong.
No offense, good buddy, but I'm right. Who'll have you?
Oh, there's one girl who'll have me, Maynard. One girl.
Hi, Dobie, dear heart.
Sarah, if I've asked you once, I've asked you 1,000 times. Stop that.
Well, I'm only proving that you love me. I wrinkle my nose at you and you wrinkle back.
Zelda, that doesn't prove a thing. It's just a reflex, like when you hit somebody's knee, their leg kicks. Well, it works with normal people. Nothing personal, Maynard. Now, Zelda, I have a very serious matter to discuss with you.
Oh, Dobe, you can't.
Maynard, I can and I will, and you butt out.
Yeah, butt out. You can and you will what, Poopsie?
Zelda, now, how do you feel about me?
I love you. For years, I've been shouting it from the rooftops and painting it on fences. I love you.
Zelda, please. Now, would you like to get married?
Married!
Would I like to? For years, it's been my fondest hope, my wildest dream. Oh, Dobie, I'll be such a good wife to you. I'll cook you nourishing meals. I'll patch your clothes.
A simple yes or no would have done it.
I'll scratch your back. I'll try to make myself beautiful for you.
Beautiful? Zelda, with the best will in the world, there are certain things people can't do.
I can try.
Oh, you're sweet.
You are good and kind and honest and true
Thank
and
you.
loyal and handsome, except, of course, for your weak chin.
Careful, Zelda, that's my father's chin.
Yeah? What's he using?
Well, Dobie, what's all this leading up to?
Just this. You and I are going to get married.
Married!
Oh, you made me so happy, Sweetums. And you'll never regret it, Dobie Pie. Now, let's get down to details. You can give me your high Y pin right now, and the next year after we graduate, you can give me your class ring. We'll be engaged in our junior year in college, and we'll be married right after commencement.
No.
What do you mean, no? I thought you wanted to get married.
That's exactly what I want. How about next Saturday?
Next Saturday?
All right, a week from Saturday. But nothing. I'm sick of this tarantella.
Ooh, a big spider.
Maynard, that's tarantula. And Zelda, I need peace and security, and I need it right now.
But why must it be right now?
Look, either you love me or you don't.
I love you.
All right, then that's settled. A week from Saturday. Thanks, Zelda. You sure you could spare it?
Oh, this is awful.
Like miserable.
Terrible.
Like rotten.
Ghastly.
I thought this is what you wanted.
I do.
So what's so awful, terrible, and miserable and like that?
Oh, Maynard, you don't understand. I mean, I do want to get married.
Married?
But not right now. I mean, a girl ought to have a courtship first, don't you think?
I don't know, Zelda. Not my kind of work.
Take it from me, Maynard. It's true. A girl wants a courtship.
Now, what kind of a courtship have I had? I've been chasing Dobie down streets, up alleys, in and out of doors, around trees, under cars. I want him to chase me for a while.
I dig you, small girl, but you're like dead.
No, Maynard, I'm not like dead. I'm going to have my courtship.
Like how?
Like I'll go home and ask my father if I can marry Dobie, and he'll give me a big, fat, thumping no. So I'll come back and tell Dobie I want to marry him, only my father won't let me. Not for a while, anyhow. Well, Dobie can't fault me for that. I mean, like it's my father's doing, not mine. So he'll have to stick around till my father says yes. And I, my untidy friend, will have my courtship.
Oh, I don't know what she said, but she must be right. She's all head, that girl.
Boy, will my dad explode when I ask him. Champagne?
Oh, but of course. This calls for a celebration, doesn't it?
Walt.
Edna, just don't stand there. Fetch a couple of glasses.
Walt.
Edna, honey, we don't want this stuff to go flat.
But what do you mean, celebration? I mean, you're losing your daughter.
Well, that's not the way I look at it, Zelda. I'm not losing a daughter. I'm gaining
a three-toed idiot.
True, but if he's your choice, dear, he's all right with us.
Walt. Walt, do you know what you're doing?
I am pouring champagne in honor of the happy day our little Zelda has found her mate at last.
You mean you're actually going to let me do it?
Well, certainly. You've been screaming for years you wanted to marry Dobie.
Well, yes, but...
But what?
Nothing. Give me a big glass of that stuff.
I will not. You're too young to drink.
I'm old enough to get married, but I'm too young to drink. Dad, is everybody crazy around here?
That's a good question, Walt. Is everyone crazy around here? What can you be thinking of?
Edna, how long have you known your daughter?
What do you mean?
I mean, she's a hardhead.
Oh, I wouldn't call her that.
You wouldn't? Well, would you call her stubborn?
Well, yes.
And, would you call her determined?
Well, yes.
And resolute, implacable, tenacious, strong-willed, unshakable, unpersuadable, logic-proof?
Well, yes.
Yes, but you wouldn't call her a hardhead?
On second thought,
Yes?
she's a hardhead.
You're darn right, she's a hardhead. What's the best way to get her to do anything?
To tell her not to do it.
Right, and what's the best way to get her not to do anything?
To tell her to do it?
Exactly. The surest way to have that three-toed idiot for a son-in-law is to tell her she can't marry him.
On the other hand, if you say it's all right, then she'll decide she doesn't want to marry him. Oh, good thinking, Walt.
That's what they call me down at the office, good thinking, Walt. Let's have a little of this bubbling, huh?
Just a minute, good thinking, Walt. What if your plan doesn't work?
Oh, I've got that covered, too. How old is Dobie? Physically, I mean.
17?
Right. So he will need his parents' consent in getting married. And do you know old man Gillis?
Yes.
Meanest son of a gun in town. He wouldn't give the kid a nickel for a cut-rate ice cream cone, much less his consent to getting married. And Mrs. Gillis, you know her?
Poor thing.
She dotes on the kid. Do you think she'd ever let go of him?
Oh, Walt, I've got to hand it to you.
No, Edna, I've got to hand it to you.
Ah.
The brain power?
In 24 hours, Dobie Gillis will be Mrs. Zelda Gilroy. Yeah, I mean, Zelda Gilroy will be Mrs. Dobie Gillis. Excuse me. We brides and grooms are always kind of nervous. But once we're married, everything will be fine. I mean, Zelda's a wonderful girl. Loyal, trustworthy, and true. As for the rest of her, well, you know, she'll fill out eventually, if I can wait that long. But I'll make her proud of me. You'll see. I, too, will be loyal, trustworthy, and true. And... Hi, Bernadine. How is band practice?
Never mind that. Why haven't you phoned me lately?
Phoned you, but Bernadine, you said you and the captain of the
Don't
football
mention
team...
that person's name in my presence.
You mean...
Wouldn't you imagine that he preferred me to that single-wing formation?
Well, you know football players.
I'll be home tomorrow night, Dobie. Why don't you, drop over?
Well, I can't, Bernadine. I'm practically engaged.
A pity. We could have had so much fun. Bye, Dobie.
Only a darn fool would give up a great girl like Zelda. I mean, she's... Well, my father always said I was a darn fool. Oh, what am I talking about? Marrying Zelda will be the best thing that ever happened to me. And it's what I'm going to do, and that's all there is to it. Hi, Mary Ellen.
Oh, Dobie, I've missed you. Why don't you drop over to my house tonight?
Well, I've missed you too, Mary Ellen, but the last time we were together, you said that...
Dobie, that was last time. Now that you're engaged, you've gained certain maturity and a sophistication that you never had before.
You mean...
Exactly.
Oh, boy, I think it's too late, Mary Ellen. It's too late.
Well, if you should change your mind.
Well, I'm not going to change my mind. I'm not? I mean, of course I'm not. A girl like Zelda comes along once in a lifetime. But soft, pink, creamy, beautiful girls come along like streetcars. And right now, I'm not going anywhere. Hi, Monica.
Dobie, I've been looking for you.
For me?
I've searched everywhere.
But you told me you'd call a cop if I didn't stop pestering you.
That's when you were Dobie the boy. Now you're Dobie the practically married man.
That makes a difference?
All the difference.
Wow.
Dobie, dear, why don't you walk me over to the malt shop?
Oh, gee, Monica,
I'll treat.
No, Monica, no. I'm afraid it can never be.
Well, if you ever decide it can, you know where to find me. Bye, Dobie.
See? See what happens? Wash your car and right away it starts to rain. Boy. I mean, it's ridiculous for a kid like me to get married. And doesn't Zelda realize she's too young? Don't her parents know they were too hasty? And what about my parents? All my life they've been telling me no. Now when I really need a no, what do I get?
Yes, 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 yes. You had to go and say yes. Oh, you and your bright ideas. So Zelda's parents wouldn't give her their permission, huh? Well, in 24 hours, smart apple, you are going to have a daughter-in-law.
Now, Herbert.
Oh, what kind of people are they anyway? Are they savages or something? Letting a young girl like that get married? What can they be thinking of? Letting a young girl like that marry a no-good, lazy loafer like that there Dobie Gillis.
Herbert, is that any way to talk about your own son?
Who? Oh, well, it's a way for me to talk about him, but if anybody else does, I'll break their necks.
But we did give Dobie our permission, didn't we?
Oh, we gave Dobie your permission because you convinced us that they wouldn't give her theirs. Oh, why did I ever listen to you? And I should have had more sense than to depend on that Walt Gilroy. He's a nut.
But Mrs. Gilroy is very intelligent.
Okay, she's an intelligent nut. Winnie, come on, let's tell Dobie no before we wind up with Zelda for a daughter and a couple of nuts for in-laws.
But we can't tell Dobie no, not after we've given him our promise. The boy depends upon us. You want to put another scar on his psyche?
I will put a scar on his tarantella. That's what I'll do. Winnie, come on, let's do something before it's too late.
Herbert, you are getting all worked up over nothing. Do you really imagine that Mr. and Mrs. Gilroy are going to permit Zelda to go through with this?
Well, they haven't stopped her yet.
Well, they will, dear. They will. Depend on it.
Stop her, I should say not. This was all your idea. So they call you good-thinking Walt, huh? You and your ideas and your brain power.
Now, look,
So Zelda was going to change your mind, huh? Oh, you're brilliant.
All right, she's a hardhead who can figure out hardheads, and I know exactly where she gets it.
Don't you point at me, Mr. Genius. You had a plan. Old man Gillis will never give his permission. And Mrs. Gillis, she dotes on the kid. She'll never let him go.
What disgusting people. Letting a kid like Dobie get married. Why, he has trouble crossing the street. That's it. They're trying to unload him on us.
Well, let's do something about it before it's too late. Let's tell Zelda no.
Oh, sure. That's all I have to do. Tell her no, and she won't wait till tomorrow. She'll get married within the hour, that hardhead.
Walt, we must do something.
Now, don't panic, Edna. Don't panic. I know that girl. I'll bet my bottom dollar she'll change her mind before tomorrow. Depend on it.
The situation is desperate. Unless something happens quick, tomorrow afternoon, Dobie and I are going to be married.
Married?
I was depending on my parents to say no. You know what they said?
Like yes?
Like yes.
Parents are like sneaky.
The thing I can't understand is Dobie's parents. Why didn't they say no?
It's like I keep telling you, girl. Parents are like sneaky.
Oh, Maynard, what am I going to do?
What's the problem? Tell Dobie you changed your mind.
Oh, I couldn't do that. Then I'd lose him forever.
Uh-huh. Girls are like sneaky, too.
Maynard, unless something happens quick, this time tomorrow afternoon, Dobie and I will be married.
Married? Don't worry, girls. Something will happen.
Like what?
Oh, like something.
Yeah, like getting married.
Gene, don't worry, Winnie. Something will happen. I'll make it happen.
You mean you'll tell Dobie that he can't go through with it?
No, somebody's got to do it.
Herbert, I'm proud of you.
I am not going to let that boy ruin his life. It's just that I hate to call off our dog before the Gilroys call off theirs. I didn't mean it that way.
Swallow your pride, dear. Dobie is worth it.
He is?
Hi, Mom.
Hello, Dobie.
Oh, hi, boy. Son,
Yes, Dad. Yes,
Isn't
got
there
her my destiny.
something you'd like to say to us?
Well,
Yes?
I thought there
Yes?
might be something you wanted to say to me.
Well,
Yes.
No, there's really nothing.
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 Oh, well, I guess I'll go upstairs and pack my bags
You do that,
for
boy.
tomorrow.
Just couldn't do it. But something will happen. Something will happen.
Something will happen.
Not unless you take matters into your own hands. Now, call Zelda in here and tell her she can't go through with that wedding.
I can't do it.
Walt, what kind of a father are you?
A cowardly kind.
Walt.
I'm scared. I know that hardhead. She'll run off and elope the minute I tell her she can't do it.
Walt, do you want Dobie Gillis as a son-in-law?
Zelda! Zelda, come in here!
Yes, Daddy. Yes, architect of my future.
Zelda! Isn't there something you want to say to us?
Well,
Yes.
yes, I'm hoping there'd be something you want to say to me.
Well, we...
Yes? What? Yes?
No, just... Good luck, Zelda.
That's all? Well, back to packing my trousseau.
Good idea, daughter. Don't go through with it, but don't worry, Edna. Something will happen. You'll see.
Well. Now, which is the happy couple?
Good question.
Dobie Gillis,
Here, sir.
Zelda Gilroy.
Here, sir.
These, I assume, would be the proud parents. And who would this be?
Right now, Pops, like to be anybody but who I am.
Maynard G. Krebs, sir, the best man.
I assume, Zelda and Dobie, that you have your parents' consent. Well, silence means consent. Let us proceed with the ceremony. Dobie Gillis and Zelda Gilroy, you will join your right hands. I, Jethro R. Wiggins, duly appointed Justice of the Peace and properly authorized under the laws of this state to perform ceremonies of marriage, inquest into unnatural deaths, and related legal functions, do hereby commence these formal proceedings. Do you, Dobie Gillis, take this woman to be your lawfully wedded wife, to love, cherish, and protect her in sickness and in health, forsaking all others till death do you part?
Sir, would you please repeat that question?
Just say, I do.
I do?
Fine, lad, fine. Now, do you, Zelda Gilroy, faithfully declare that you take this man to be your lawfully wedded husband, to love, cherish, and protect him in sickness and in health, forsaking all others till death do you part?
Well, okay.
Splendid. Now, if anyone can show just cause why these two may not be lawfully joined together, let him now speak, or else hereafter forever hold his peace.
Yeah, Pops, yeah. Ooh, yeah. Ooh. Yeah, what? I can show just cause why these... What you said.
And what is that?
They don't want to get married. Married? He's too young. So she.
I don't want to lose my baby.
Me too.
You want to get married?
Do you?
I asked first.
No.
Neither do I.
Isn't that wonderful?
Zelda, I love you.
Me too.
Well, Mr. JP, I guess it's just like you and me.
Boy, what a mistake we almost made.
Yeah, I sure did. You'll never earn a living. You're pigeon-toed, and you'll be bald
Thanks.
before you're 30.
Thanks. No offense, Zelda, but I have yet to see your picture in anybody's locker.
Yeah, we're a couple of dogs, all right. And that's why it's a cinch for us to wind up together eventually.
Yeah, you're right, Zelda. Who else would have us?
At least we have each other.
Yeah, and I sure need somebody, Zelda, even if it's only you.
Might as well face it, Dobie. Sooner or later, we're going to get married.
Yeah. Harry! Oh, I like can't go through this again. I like can't. I like can't.
Maynard just saved me from a terrible fate.
Oh, yeah? Just wait.
Once a gal was dreamy, Dobie. Once a gal was creamy, Dobie. Once a gal to call his own. Is she blonde? Is she tall? Is she dark? Is she small? Is she any kind of dreamboat at all? No matter, he's hers and hers alone. Dobie.
Hi, I'm Dobie Gillis. The new Dobie, that is. Not the harried, haunted, money-chasing wretch I used to be. No, sir. Now I'm a cheerful, agreeable, well-adjusted individual. And why? Because at last I found the perfect girl. Her name is Gwyneth. Gwyneth Krausmeyer. Gwyneth is everything a girl should be. Lovely as a summer day, dainty as a sunbeam, nutty as a fruitcake. The moment we met, it was love at first sight. It happened one afternoon in the music appreciation room at school. Gwyneth was listening to the fourth movement of Berlioz's Symphony Fantastique, the March to the Gallows. We've come to think of it as our song. Thank you very much. Beethoven? That's Beethoven, Maynard. Oh, here's an empty one. Oh, boy.
Isn't it magnificent?
Huh?
Those divine dissonances.
Catchy.
Do you really think so?
Sure. Maynard, goodbye. Huh? Maynard, goodbye.
Sayonara, sellout.
Magnificent.
You're not just saying that because you're a man and I'm a beautiful woman you long to crush in your arms.
I don't think so.
I love you.
I love you, too.
What's your name?
Dobie Gillis.
I'm Gwyneth Krausmeyer. Sit down. Are you an outsider?
Beg pardon?
Do you find the world around you sordid and drab beyond belief? Do you long to flee to lonely mountaintops and listen to the music of the stars?
All the time.
I believe you, Dobie Gillis. You're not like other boys I know.
No.
Oh, shall I play the other side?
No. I want to see how this side comes out.
You know a boy named Mason Stewart?
Oh, you bet. He drives a convertible with power steering, white wall tires, and a hi-fi AM and FM radio. It's
horrible.
Horrible.
Mason asked me for a date.
He did?
Know what he wanted us to do?
What?
Have dinner at Lobster Heaven, and then go dancing at the Pagan Pleasure Dome.
That's bad?
Terrible.
Oh, terrible. Well, Mason just doesn't understand women.
You won't make me go places like that, will you, Dobie?
I take an oath.
Oh, thank you. You can kiss me now if you like.
Now? I mean, right here?
Well, why not? I reserved the booth till 4 o'clock.
Like wow, huh? Here's this gorgeous, golden, creamy girl, and she's mine. No wonder I'm such a cheerful, agreeable, well-adjusted individual. The only trouble is, when you're that kind of individual, certain people get suspicious. Even people who are supposed to be near and dear.
Dobie, what is the matter with you?
Nothing, Dad. I feel fine.
Well, I don't like the way you've been acting lately. It's unnatural.
How do you mean?
You don't try to wheedle money out of me. You don't try to make with the cash register. Suddenly, my own son's a total stranger to me.
It just so happens I don't need any money, Dad.
Did you hear what he said? You don't need any money.
I mean, after all, money doesn't buy happiness. So if you can be happy without money, well, who needs it?
That's a very beautiful thought.
Thank you.
Now, aren't you ashamed of being so suspicious of Dobie?
My deepest apologies. Just one question. Are you, by any chance, mixed up with a ring of counterfeiters?
Herbert!
No offense. I'm just trying to cover all the logical explanations.
The boy told you. Money does not buy happiness.
No, but it does buy ice cream sundaes. And if he isn't buying ice cream sundaes, he isn't chasing girls. And if he isn't chasing girls, he isn't our son.
Oh, I've got a girl, all right.
Where are you getting the money?
Well, she despises money.
You found a girl who despises money?
That's right.
Son, if you can figure out a way of putting this in bottles, your fortune is made.
Sir?
Never mind. Listen, when you and this girl go out on dates, what do?
We listen to records, stroll along the river, and sometimes we go walking in the rain.
She sounds like a sweet, lovely girl.
She sounds like a fugitive from a laughing academy.
Speaking for my sex, I resent that. There are girls who don't care about money, you know.
Yeah?
Yeah. And I must have been one of them.
I believe you. I believe you, and I congratulate you. In fact, I feel a little like Columbus's father. Look. Here's $10. Take her out to Lobster Heaven and buy her a complete dinner with my compliments.
Oh, I couldn't do that. She'd never forgive me.
Now listen here, Dobie.
Excuse me, Dad. I have to meet Gwyneth in the park. We're going to watch a bobolink build his nest. Oh, and here, you keep this, Dad. I know how hard you worked for it.
Dobie, are there any squirrels in that park?
Sure, Dad. Why?
Be careful, boy. Be careful.
What'll we do tonight, Dobie?
Oh, how about if I come over and have supper at your house?
All right. And after dinner, you can take me to a picture.
A movie, Gwyneth? I thought you hated movies.
This is an art picture at the museum. A Bulgarian tragedy with Ukrainian subtitles.
Oh, well, we'd better go early so we can get seats.
Hi there. Hi. The name's Tyler. Chrissy Tyler. Mind if I turn this off?
Yes.
I want your undivided attention. I promise it'll be worth your while.
What's on your mind, Sonny?
And lose that sunny stuff. I'm 13. I just happen to be small for my age.
All right, what's on your mind, little one?
I'll overlook that. Look, I run a babysitter agency. I get jobs for the kids in my freshman class.
So?
Most of the kids have to be home early. I need some older sitters who can stay up late. So how'd you like to work for me?
Go away.
Listen, this isn't for peanuts. You can pick up 15, 20 smacks a week, each.
Dobie, make him go away.
Now listen.
I'll get you all the jobs you can handle. All you do is pay me a small commission, 50%.
Why, that's disgraceful.
Okay, 25. You know, if you were 2 feet shorter, I could go for you.
Dobie, will you do something?
Tyler, I don't usually hit little boys, but for you, I'll be glad to make an exception.
Think it over. My card. You have to sit around like a bum on a park bench. Stick with me, you'll be driving a convertible.
That poor boy.
Poor?
I mean spiritually. 13 years old, and all he can think about is money.
Yeah. Wonder what he makes a week.
At an age when he should be reaching out for knowledge and beauty. What's he doing?
Cleaning up.
Dobie, we've got to do something for that boy. For Chrissy Tyler.
Like what?
Make him realize that he's throwing away his youth, wasting his best years grubbing for gold.
Gwyneth, you're a terrific girl, but you'd just be wasting your breath on that little creep.
I come from a very persuasive family, Dobie.
Gwyneth.
I had a missionary aunt who converted a whole tribe of cannibals while they were bringing her to a boil.
Tyler, attending service, good afternoon. Yes, ma'am, I'll send him over. Bobby Wilkins.
Yeah?
Miss Levy wants you again tonight, 7 to 10.
Okay.
50 cents, please.
You want it now?
Yeah, it's a new policy, commission in advance.
Well, I haven't got 50 cents.
Then I'll lend it to you. Pay me back tomorrow, plus a nickel interest.
I won't do it.
Look, I can ruin you in this town. You may never babysit again. Plus a nickel interest. Tyler, attending service, good afternoon.
Gee, what a setup.
Disgusting. It's like a slave market.
Well, well, well. Look who's here. May I?
Tyler, we want to have a talk with you.
I'm glad you changed your mind. Frankly, I've had trouble lining up the older crowd.
Chrissy, we want to help you.
Fine. When can you go to work?
No, she means help you spiritually.
Deep down, Chrissy, I'm sure you're a sweet, sensitive boy with a beautiful soul.
Very deep down.
What's all this about?
The dreadful money-grubbing business you've started. Oh, give it up, Chrissy, give it up.
You kidding? I'm making over 100 smacks a week.
You are? course.
Chrissy, think of what you're missing. The wonders of nature, the glories of music and art and poetry.
Baloney.
Hey, mind your manners, kid.
Look, I've got nothing against culture. In fact, I may endow a library or two after I make my first million.
You got it all figured out, huh?
Sure, I even took one of those aptitude tests to find out what line of business suits me best.
Yeah?
You know what they said I should be when I grow up?
What?
A robber baron.
Chrissy, there's a Mr. Fennell on the line.
Excuse me, I have to go talk to my tax man. Thanks for taking interest. In a few years, when I get my full growth, I may give you a buzz.
There must be some way of getting through to him. Maybe he'd be more apt to listen to somebody who talked his language.
You mean like Bernard Baruch?
No, I mean somebody his own age. And I know just the person. My sister, Hermione.
The one with the freckles who writes poetry in blank verse?
Hermione adores culture. Imagine she's only 11 years old, and already she's written 200 poems, and they've been rejected.
Yeah, your folks must be real proud of her.
Oh, she'll consider Chrissy a challenge.
So would the Marines.
Don't worry. When it comes to 13-year-old boys, Hermione is dynamite.
Yeah, I still like the idea of breaking his arm.
Hermione's giving a party Saturday night. I'll get her to send Chrissy an invitation.
Yeah, it might help if she enclosed a $20 bill.
Oh, he'll come to the party. I believe at heart Chrissy is just a lost, lonely little boy.
Gwyneth, you're a wonderful person. Like Joan of Arc, kind of. No sign of Chrissy yet.
But still early.
You sure you got Hermione all primed?
Oh, sure. She knows how important this is to me.
Geez, well, what kind of a party is this, anyway? Don't the kids dance or anything?
Hermione attracts the intellectual kids. Later on, there'll probably be poetry reading.
Real kicks? Gee, I hope this is Chrissy.
Hello. I was invited. My name's Chrissy Tyler.
I'm Hermione Crosmeyer. I'm so glad you came.
Me too.
Would you like some punch?
Anything you say.
You sit there. I'll be right back.
That takes care of Chrissy.
I don't believe it.
Oh, all the women in my family are that way. I had an aunt once who threw a rose to a matador in Madrid. He followed her all the way to Keokuk, Iowa.
Hi.
Hi.
Mom, we're down a minute. She let me shop first, because I have a date.
Oh, with Chrissy?
Yes. I haven't looked at another boy for a whole month.
Oh,
We're going to the symphony concert.
really?
Look at the new photograph he gave me.
Hey. Hey, that's nice.
What are those?
Hmm? Oh, these are some daisies I picked for Gwyneth.
Chrissy sent me flowers, too. Orchids. I've got to go over to Chrissy's to do some work on the book we're writing together.
Oh, you've got Chrissy writing poetry?
This book is How to Retire at 20.
How to retire at 20?
It's a collection of stock market tips for the teenagers.
And you're helping him? Hermione, you've changed.
Well, somebody in this family has to marry a good provider. Especially if her only sister is stuck with a shiftless drip.
Well, who says I'm a shiftless drip?
Chrissy. But you're still young, Dobie. Why don't you try pulling yourself together?
Oh, hi, gorgeous. Don't move. Just stand there for a moment. I want to remember how lovely you look. Flowers?
Yes, and they looked a little better out in the front lawn. Have you had dinner?
Yeah, of course not. I wanted to share it with you.
I'll see what's in the icebox.
Gwyneth, I just had a talk with Hermione. I worry about her.
Don't. Cold cut's all right?
Perfect. That Tyler kid's done something to her.
Yes, he's doomed her to a life of luxury.
Gwyneth, what's wrong?
Hermione and Chrissy are dining together, too. He's taking her to lobster heaven.
Gwyneth.
And then they're going to the symphony concert.
Darling.
And did you happen to notice the phonograph he gave her?
Yes, it's shocking. A young girl shouldn't be getting such expensive presents.
You'll protect me from that sort of thing, won't you?
Gwyneth, you're jealous.
Well, yes, I am.
You, my sweet, unworldly walker in the rain.
Well, I just don't see why my 11-year-old sister should have a more glamorous social life than I. It's humiliating.
Gwyneth, I'll take you to the concert.
You mean you've got tickets?
Yeah, I know one of the ushers. He can sneak us in the standing room.
My cup runneth over.
Gwyneth, we're outsiders, remember? We dwell on lonely mountaintops. Things like fancy phonographs and lobster dinners mean nothing to us.
Baloney?
Oh, Chrissy, thank you.
My dear.
Am I sipping too fast? The second movement was a shade too andante, don't you think? Gwyneth, it's gonna rain. Let's go for a walk, huh? Gwyneth?
Hi, Gwyneth.
Why, hello, Mason.
Looks like a storm coming up. Can I give you a lift home in my convertible? Top up, of course.
Oh, that would be just dreamy.
Gwyneth, you're with me. I'm your date, remember?
It's still early, though. Maybe we could go dancing somewhere.
Oh, I'd adore to.
Unless you're tied up.
Oh, that's all right. Dobie won't mind.
Yes, I will.
Goodbye, Dobie.
Gwyneth, are you really doing this to me?
With a song in my heart.
Gwyneth.
Don't worry, Dobie. My door's always open to you.
It is?
Of course. The only thing is, the next time you walk in...
Yes?
Bring money.
What's this for?
Our specialty. It's called Bananarama.
But I didn't order it. Anyway, it must cost a fortune.
For you, no charge. It's served with compliments of young gentlemen.
I've got no girl. Why? Because I've got no money. And to get Gwyneth back, I need money. Great green gobs of it. But where? How? Now, don't get me wrong. It's not as if I haven't made an honest effort to get some.
Dobie?
Yes, Dad?
Are you helping yourself from the cash register?
Yes, Dad. May I?
No, you may not.
I'll pay it back, Dad, as soon as my ship comes in.
What ship is that, the Titanic?
Can I? Just a little?
Not one thin, scrawny dive.
Gosh.
But it's sure good to see you back in there trying, boy. Welcome home, son.
So here I am, a lost, lonely, lovelorn wreck, because Chrissy Tyler turned Gwyneth's lovely head with his ill-gotten gold. Yes, ill-gotten. Does Chrissy work in the fields for his money? Does he sit at a factory bench? No. He gets it by exploiting those poor kids. You know, somebody ought to do something about it. Put a stop to it. You know what? Somebody's gonna. Friends, I have come here to liberate you from your bonds, to lead you out of the dark valley of slavery into the sunlight of freedom.
What's he talking about?
He hasn't said yet.
Chrissy Tyler's exploiting you. He's living like a lord off the sweat of your brows.
Will you please tell us what you're talking about?
All right, I will. Chrissy Tyler may get your jobs, but who does all the work? You do. Who feeds a baby his cream of mush? You do. Who has to change and diaper him? You do. But, who's making all the money?
Chrissy Tyler.
Chrissy Tyler!
What should we do?
Bet, walk out, strike!
But we need the jobs.
What do we do for spending money?
Joe, I'm glad you asked that question, friend. The Dobie Gillis Center Service is now open for business. Sign up with me and I'll get you all the jobs you want. Hey! Before you won't have to pay any commission. Hey! Hardly any. Just a small fee to cover overhead.
And where do we sign up?
Right this way, friend. Gillis Center Service. Yes, ma'am, right away. 14 Elm Drive, Wilkins.
Gosh, thanks, Mr. Gillis.
That'll be 25 cents.
Gee, Chris used to charge us $50.
Well, I'm not in this for the money, son. I just want to see you kids get a start in life.
You're all heart, sir.
That's true, son. I'll remember you, yes. You see before you a tycoon, a man of importance in the community. Now when I walk down the street, they don't say, there goes that penniless Dobie Gillis. No, sir. Now they say, there goes that wealthy, penniless Dobie Gillis. This suit is a symbol of my new status in life. Banker's gray. I mean, it's not quite time to wear it in public yet. I mean, I'm ready, but I'm afraid the public isn't. And I still have that other industrial giant, Chrissy Tyler, to dispose of.
Step right up, friends. Free lemonade and cookies to everybody who works for Tyler Tending. Tyler Tending, the sitter service with a heart.
Live it up, kids. It's Wall Street. Compliments of the Gillis Sitter Service, the workers' friend. Here you are, my dear. Just take that.
Free kittens to all loyal employees of Tyler Tending. Step right up and get yourself a little pal.
Vanderbilt, Carnegie, Rockefeller, and now Gillis. At last I know how it feels to have power and guide the destinies of others. I only wish I had it so easy with elementary algebra. But you see, out here in the park with my office in my hat, I'm sort of like a 17-year-old Daddy Warbucks, counseling, advising, helping the ordinary people. The Gillis Sitter Service offers you security, the 6-hour week, vacations with pay, and when you retire at 16, old age pensions.
Hey, Mr. Gillis, look!
Looking for me, Tyler?
Yes, Dobie. I'm licked. Can you use an extra sitter?
Have you had any experience?
Please, Dobie, I've got to make some money. And mine, he has very expensive tastes.
Okay, Chrissy, you can come to work for me.
Gee, thanks.
In fact, I'll let you manage the business for me. After all, with your know-how.
I'll work hard, Dobie.
Then you can start right now. And it's Mr. Gillis. I think I'll take the evening off and drop in on a certain girl I know.
Give Hermione my regards.
I will, son. Glad to have you aboard.
Thanks.
Oh, and Chrissy,
Yes, Mr. Gillis?
keep your mitts out of the petty cash.
Why, Dobie?
Just happened to be in the neighborhood, driving through in my convertible with power steering, white wall tires, and a hi-fi AM and FM radio.
You bought a convertible?
Well, I rented it, but I may decide to hang on to it.
Dobie.
If you happen to be free, I thought we might dine together.
You mean eat out?
Of course. One hears there's a little spot in town called Lobster Heaven where the cuisine is not unspeakable.
Dobie, I can't.
Huh?
I don't like lobster. It makes me break out in spots.
Well, couldn't you order something else?
Dobie, it's no use.
But I had the whole evening planned. Lobster dinner, dancing under the stars. Well, I was even going to stop and get you orchids.
Orchids make me break out, too. Dobie, I found out I don't like fancy living. At heart, I am an outsider.
You are? Well, that's wonderful, because deep down, so am I. This glitter, this glamour, this isn't the real me.
No, Dobie, it's too late.
No, it isn't. Look, here's the $20 I was going to spend on this tonight. Watch.
Oh, Dobie, don't.
For you, I'd do it gladly.
Dobie, it's no use. I'm in love with somebody else now.
How could you do this to me?
I couldn't help myself. It was love at first sight.
With us, too.
He's a remarkable person, a simple, unaffected child of nature.
Like hi.
Later, you snake.
I'm sorry, Dobie, but I thought you and Gwyneth were like Splitsville. Come on, chick. We'll be late for the concert.
You're going to a concert?
Yeah, I'm on the long hair kick now. Man, that Beethoven is real gone.
Beethoven, Maynard, Beethoven. I'm a husk, an empty shell, a broken man with nowhere to turn. But I'll forget about girls and bury myself in business. I'll become a captain of industry, cold, ruthless, hard as steel. And when people ask me what made me so mean and cruel, I'll look at them and say just 2 words. Gwyneth Krausmeyer.
Mr. Gillis,
Yes, Ellen?
we figured something out.
What?
If we didn't need Chrissy, we don't need you either.
We're starting our own sitter service.
I'm president.
And I'm vice president.
I'm secretary.
I'm treasurer.
I'm dead.
Dobie, once a gal was dreamy, Dobie. Once a gal was creamy, Dobie. Once a gal to call his own. Is she blonde? Is she tall? Is she dark? Is she small? Is she any kind of dreamboat at all? No matter, it's hers and hers alone. Dobie.
You are looking at a happy man. A very happy man. Why, you know that I'm P.E.? That means practically engaged. Yes, sir. Me and Jenny Metzger. How do you like that for luck? A girl like Jenny Metzger falling in love with a plain, simple, ordinary guy like me. You understand, don't you, Maynard?
Yeah, sure. Like what?
Why I gotta marry Jenny right away.
Sure I do, good buddy. There's only one thing I don't like, dig.
What?
Why you gotta marry Ginny right away?
Because she's the first girl in my whole hungry, yearning 17-year-old life who's ever been in love with me. And I gotta marry her right away before she changes her mind about being in love with me.
Dobie.
You've changed your mind.
About what?
Oh, nothing. Have you figured out anything?
Yes. And I've decided that you are wrong.
Wrong?
Dobie, this is the 20th century. Parents are more enlightened now.
Mm-hmm.
Why, I'm positive that your father couldn't possibly be as mean and stubborn and hard-headed as you make him out to be. Well, he hasn't even met me yet. And I'm sure that once I explain it all to him, you'll find that he's really very normal and kindly and understanding. And it's terrible the way most couples enter into marriage on an unthinking, romantic basis. Oh, I'm all for romance. But now that we're practically engaged, I'm also being realistic. And I feel sure that Dobie and I have every chance for the happiest of futures together.
Well, it's nice that you're giving it some thought. Don't you agree, Herbert?
Well, oh my goodness, the time. It's been lovely meeting you, Mrs. Gillis. And Mr. Gillis.
Herbert, say goodbye.
Goodbye.
Stay here and see how we did.
Anything you say, my darling.
Goodbye, Dobie, dear.
Bye.
This is Dobie's home, too, you know. The least we can do is be civil to his friends. The way you just stood there. I'm sorry, Dobie. You'll have to apologize to Ginny.
Huh?
For the way your father acted.
Oh, don't worry about it, Mom. Jenny's very intelligent. She can see right through Dad. She'll understand me.
She'll understand me?
She's very broad-minded. Of course, I had already explained to her that you're a simple, humble man.
Dobie, I think you had better listen to your father.
Sure. Say anything to me you want, old Dad.
Oh, thank you.
Yeah, and stop worrying about what Jenny thinks of you. She loves me enough. There's even some left over to slop over on you, old Dad.
Now, Herbert. Dobie, I'm afraid that your father didn't quite approve of Ginny.
Huh? It's impossible.
Listen, tell me one thing. What were those, whatever it was she was almost wearing?
They're short shorts.
Really? Are you sure they are not short shorts? Or even short shorts?
Oh, you know perfectly well what they're called.
My grandmother wore a lace choker that came lower than that.
Well, she probably didn't have Jenny's legs.
I don't know. I don't even know if she had legs. Nobody knows.
What on earth has your grandmother got to do with it?
She's got this to do with it. She is the kind of a woman my grandfather married. She is the kind of a woman my father married. She is the kind of a woman I married.
Me?
And she is the kind of a woman he's going to marry.
Without legs?
Barring high winds and traffic accidents, we'll never know.
Oh, Dad, there's nothing wrong with short shorts.
How would you feel if your mother ran around in things like that?
Well, I think she'd look very nice.
Thank you, Dobie.
Yeah. Say, you know, Mom, some of the shorts are shorter than the others.
Listen! Now, you get these ideas about marriage right out of your head.
Now, Herbert, if they do decide to get married...
What do you mean, if? It's all decided.
But, Dobie, dear, you haven't given this enough thought.
Well, there's nothing to think about. She loves me. I love her. What else matters?
See, Herbert, you see that boy has got marriage on his mind.
He's got nothing on his mind, marriage. How does he expect to support a wife?
Well, kids never think of things like that.
Kids never think of anything, marriage. Why, he's hardly able to tie his own shoelaces. Why do you think he wears moccasins all the time?
Let's talk about his feet. Let's talk about his head.
Okay, which one?
Herbert. A boy who has got marriage on his mind. Marriage? A boy who has got marriage on his mind has got to know certain facts.
What kind of facts?
Have you ever had that talk with him about you know?
Well, now listen.
Well, have you?
Not yet.
Herbert!
Well, what's all the rush about? After all, the kid's only 17 years old. I mean, just because he comes in here and says that, the girl comes in and, I gotta have a
You
talk.
certainly do.
Dobie, do you know something? Your father's justified in thinking that you can't support us.
Huh?
But I've got the answer.
Oh, boy.
You're going to work.
Work?
And prove that you can't support us.
Work? No.
And then he'll be on our side.
Well, I can't hold a job.
Well, of course not. That's why you're going to be an employer.
Me? Him?
You've got to be an employer, Dobie, dear. I mean, it takes brains to hold a job, but a boss.
A boss doesn't need brains.
Well, a boss just has to be a boss.
Yeah, that makes sense. Yeah. What am I going to boss?
We are starting a babysitting service.
A babysitting service? No, it won't work.
Work?
Me?
Well, nothing's going to work with that negative attitude. Dobie, you've just got to be more positive.
All right, okay, I'm positive.
Good.
I'm positive it won't work.
Work?
Maynard?
That's one of your problems, Dobie. You lack confidence in yourself.
Then I'm right.
Ah, but I'm going to give you confidence.
How?
By putting you in charge of the simplest human organism, a baby.
Yeah, they're pretty simple, all right. Messy, but simple.
The competition by being super efficient babysitters.
Yeah.
We'll need a whole list of supplies. We'll need safety pins and
Safety
baby
pins,
powder
baby
and baby
powder,
food and baby
baby-
oil and, well, all that stuff. You could get it all at your father's grocery.
Yeah, we... Just a minute. No, I'm sorry.
I said you can get it all from your father's grocery, boss.
Boss? Boss, yeah, it might work.
Work?
Dobie's just finished lunch. Now's a very good time for you to talk to him.
Oh, Winnie, please.
Do you want him to learn it on a street corner or in a pool room?
Hey.
He's coming. Here and now, Herbert.
Bye, Mom.
Goodbye. Oh, my
What's the matter with Mom?
Never mind. Son, there's something I want to talk to you about. Well, I don't really want to, but I gotta.
Sure, Dad. What do you want to talk to me about?
Did you ever think about hanging around a pool room?
No, sir.
You're going to learn a lot around a pool room.
About what?
About how to play pool.
I don't think I'd like pool. Where are the nipples, Dad?
In the bottle. Well, as long as we're on the subject of pool, you know how fellas talk around a pool room.
What fellas?
Any fellas.
Well, I've never been in a pool room.
Oh, well, you could have hung around one and saved me a lot of trouble.
Well, I'd be glad to, Dad.
Oh, good, fine. That's settled then.
Only there isn't any pool room in town.
Dobie.
Yes, sir?
There's something I want to talk to you about, and it's very serious.
Serious?
Very.
Whatever I've done, I'm sure I didn't do it.
It's nothing you've done, I don't think, yet.
Dear, I can explain it.
Dobie?
Or it wasn't my fault.
Now, Dobie.
I swear.
Shut up!
Yes.
Now, son, as you probably know, there are two sexes.
Boy, do I know it.
Knock that off, mister. This is serious.
Yes, sir.
Now, how do I begin?
Should we start with birds?
Birds? Why, birds?
Well, Dad, you see, they're very much like people.
Not any people I know.
Oh, Dad, I mean, they get married and live together all their lives, and they have courting habits.
Where did you learn all this?
I learned it in school.
In school?
Yeah, now you take egrets, for example. The egrets, you know, those birds with the long, skinny necks. Now, you see, the male egret and the female egret sit side by side, and they kind of wind their necks around each other and kind of nibble on each other's plumes.
This was in school, too.
Yes, sir. They showed movies.
Wait till the next PTA meeting. I'll have something to say.
Yeah, now, there was a movie about the ruffed grouse, too.
What's that?
The ruffed grouse. It's a Scotch bird with a big ruff of feathers around its neck. You see, the male grouse roughs out his neck to attract the female.
This was in school, too.
Yes, sir. Now, the female, she just sits there playing hard to get.
With schools like that, what do we need with pool rooms?
Yeah. And the male grouse drums his foot. to excite the female's interest.
What's that kind of talk, boy? Your mother's upstairs.
Where's the talcum powder, Dad?
In the other rack.
Oh, yeah.
And you mean, they showed movies of this?
Yes, sir. Visual education, they call it.
That ain't what I call it.
Anything else you want to talk about, Dad?
No, I guess not.
Well, I'll be seeing you.
Son, I'm glad we had this little talk, and remember, I'm always here. And if there's ever anything you need to know, why, don't go to strangers.
I appreciate that, Dad.
Well, that's what fathers are for.
Gee, thanks, Dad.
Well, did you have your talk?
We sure did.
Did you tell him everything?
He did. I did everything. And you know, Winnie, I'm kind of glad we had that little talk.
I could tell that you'd talked to him. I could see the change in him when he walked out of here. Taller, straighter, finer, carrying that box.
Yeah. Winnie, do you know what a ruffed grouse is?
My baby.
No, it's a crazy bird, see?
Was he delivering an order?
Dobie? Oh, you're kidding. In fact, it's two crazy birds, see? A male and a female.
What did Dobie have in the box?
Oh, he had a whole bunch of stuff. He had a list: grain, vegetables, talcum powder, baby oil.
Baby oil?
Yeah, and you see, these grouse, they have these big ruffs of feathers around their necks, see?
What was Dobie doing with all those baby
How
grouse?
should I know? And this crazy man grouse, see? He drums on the ground like that, see? It's grain, vegetables, talcum powder, baby oil.
Yes, Herbert. Our baby is married.
Winnie, our baby is not only married, our baby's got his own baby.
I'm hungry. Where did they keep the snacks?
The kitchen, maybe?
Good thinking.
Yeah.
There, baby's finally asleep. Oh, wait a minute. Wait.
Oh.
There.
Yeah.
Up here?
Yeah.
Someday, real soon someday, we'll have a house like this, won't we?
Oh, yes.
And the baby in that bedroom will be ours. What's so funny?
Oh, nothing. It's just that, well, if I'd known work was like this, I'd have dabbled in it a lot sooner.
I knew you'd like it.
Yeah, and I owe all my success to you, my love.
Well,
You've
thank
got a real head, yeah. Oh, this is real cushy. Making money, no worries.
Oh. Now, wait a minute. Stay there. I'll get it. Boss.
Boss.
Hey, Pops, these people got real crazy snacks for their sitters. Maybe you ought to, go help her.
No, not me. I'm in the executive end. Maynard, where'd you get that turkey leg?
They had it in, an icebox.
What kind of an icebox?
About 6 feet long, 4 feet wide, and opens from the top.
Maynard, that was the deep freeze.
Cool.
Putting on a tie for a visiting janitor.
Herbert, I keep telling you, Mr. Metzger is the most important man in the museum. He's the curator.
But I ought to put on a pair of overalls, make him feel more at home.
Herbert, Mr. and Mrs. Metzger are Ginny's parents, and Ginny is Dobie's wife. Wife? And I have invited them over here so that we can meet them and have a nice, pleasant, civilized talk.
All right.
Oh, my goodness, there they are.
Well, tell them to park their dustpans and brooms and come on in.
Herbert, you promised.
I promised. 18 times I promised.
No yelling.
All right.
And lead up to the subject of the marriage gently. Remember, this may be as much of a shock to them as it was to us, so be subtle.
I will be subtle. I will be gentle. I will be polite. I will be refined. I will bow from the waist. I'll raise my pinky. I'll do a curtsy and go answer the door already.
Just pleasant conversation until they're settled. You must be Mr. and Mrs. Metzger. I'm Winifred Gillis, and this is my husband, Herbert Gillis.
How do you do?
How do you do?
How do you do?
Well, how about this stupid marriage, huh?
Well, I don't know. I was young, and it was springtime, and the lilacs were in bloom, and her family had a little money.
Well, shall we all sit down and have some cake and some coffee? Mrs. Metzger, you sit there, and Mr. Metzger, you sit here, and Herbert, you sit over there. It must be very interesting, the work that you do at the museum, Mr. Metzger.
Well, yes, as a matter of fact, it is rather interesting. Quite a lot of responsibility, too. We've just added a new wing, you know.
A lot of more floors and windows to keep clean, huh?
I happen to be curator of the county museum.
Yes, we know, and it doesn't make a bit of difference to us. If there is one thing we are not, it's snobs. Of course, it may look to you like we live pretty high around here, but deep down underneath, we're just plain simple folk.
Mr. Metzger is curator. Herbert, being curator is a very important position.
Well, certainly it is. And that's what I always say, pal. Cleanliness is next to godliness, so you just keep doing your job out there. You just keep that museum spick and span. And one of these days, somebody is bound to notice. Well, enough of this idle chitter-chatter here. What about this ridiculous marriage?
Well, I don't know. It was springtime, and I was young, and the lilacs were in bloom.
What ridiculous marriage are you talking about, Mr. Gillis?
I'll tell you what ridiculous marriage
No,
is. She'll
you
tell
won't.
you what I'm talking about.
I will tell you gently and quietly. Herbert, you go and get Mrs. Metzger a glass of water.
What do I need with a glass of water?
Now prepare yourself for a shock, Mrs. Metzger. Compose yourself. Try to be calm. Don't panic.
What? What?
Your Ginny and our Dobie are married.
Esmond, none of your dramatics.
I know it's hard to believe.
Oh, it's preposterous. Most preposterous thing I've ever heard in all my life. It's preposterous, isn't it, Esmond?
Oh, well, I don't know. They're young, and it's spring, and the lilacs are in bloom. We do have a little money.
Wait till I get you home. Mr. Gillis, if this is what you have called us over here to tell us, this visit is ended. I don't know where you got such an absurd notion.
Yeah, well, you better sit back down again, lady, because from here on in, it gets even more absurd.
What do you mean?
You tell him, Winnie. I'll get the water.
Oh, dear.
Oh, dear, what?
Not only are Ginny and Dobie married, they have a baby.
Ridiculous!
Impossible.
Impossible!
Ridiculous.
You two must be out of your mind.
Well, just about.
Herbert, perhaps we are being a little hasty. Ginny couldn't have a baby without her parents knowing about it.
Of course not.
Yes, well, then answer me this. Did you see Ginny not have a baby?
Ginny has not been out of our sight, except, of course, when we went to Europe last winter.
Aha!
And she stayed with my sister Clara the entire winter.
Uh-huh!
I will take care of the oh-ho later. I will deal with the aha right now. Mr. Gillis, I don't know what strange kind of madness has possessed you, but this I do know. Ginny is not married, and she does not have a baby.
Oh, yes? Well, you know so much about that kid of yours. Tell me, where is she right now?
I'll tell you exactly where she is right now. She is at this number. Ginny never leaves the house without giving me the phone number and the address where she is. And now, Esmond, we will say good night.
Oh, can't we please stay and have some of this nice cake?
Say good night, Esmond.
Good night. Thank you for a very lovely evening.
No, Herbert. We will not call them. We will trust our son.
You're right.
Man, if I knew work was so easy, I wouldn't have wasted all my time loafing.
Oh, I think Ginny's hungry. It's almost time for him to have his breakfast.
Hello?
Hello?
Maynard, here, take care of the baby. Maynard, I'm gonna go help Jenny in the kitchen.
Cool, man. Hey, we'll like watch TV together, huh? You like television, kid? Yeah, me too. Ooh, that's like a Western. Now, I'll tell you what to watch for, kid. See that stagecoach pulling up? Now, if a guy gets off the black hat, he's like bad. You see that little dog sitting there? If a guy gets off and pets that little dog, he's like good. Ah, see that guy getting off with the black hat? He's like bad. But he's petting a little dog. Ooh, I don't dig. Is he like good or like bad? Must be one of those adult westerns. Sure, it's an adult western. Here comes an Indian in a suit. Back in college, I guess, yeah. Ooh, here comes the sheriff. See, he's walking right down the middle of the street. Ooh, now the guy in the black hat is walking towards him. And everybody's getting out of the way. Ooh, and the sheriff's like walking and walking and walking. And the guy in the black hat is like walking and walking. Man, they're walking a long way. Yeah. Know what happens now, kid? The commercial.
And now,
yeah.
the short message.
Quiet, kid. This is the part I like the best. Ooh, boy, I dig those commercials. They're the most. Ooh. Look at those medicine bottles marching up and down. Yeah, and it's like educational, too. I mean, that stomach with all those little A's and B's going through. Ooh, I hope the A's win tonight. All right, kid, it's time for you to go to bed. Oh. Hey, I didn't know we had little hammers in our heads. When do we get, like, headaches?
Are you gonna kill him, Tex? Good dog. You don't need killing. You'd understand it. But I would kind of like to get old Paint back. Still plumb loco about that horse, huh? No, Paint's my wife. Our family goes for them fancy names.
Oh, Maynard. Oh, I just saw you unexpectedly.
It's okay, Mrs. Gillis. My mother does the same thing.
What are you doing here?
Me? I'm watching the baby for Dobie and Ginny.
Where is Dobie?
In the kitchen with Ginny. Fixing up for the baby. You like pardon me.
Now, Herbert, no yelling.
I can't promise.
What's done is done.
Look, a regular love nest.
Oh, we must face it and try to understand.
I can't understand it. I just can't understand it.
They're married and have a baby.
That I can understand, but
what?
But how does Dobie keep up a place like this on an allowance of $5 a week, which I haven't given him for 6 weeks?
Quiet, please. They're gonna start washing with Brand X now.
Shut that thing off! You're mixed up in this anyway.
Me? Not me, Mr. Gillis.
I'll figure a way.
You calm down. They'll be here in a minute.
I'll be there sooner.
Boy, this baby business is fun. I figure we ought to expand.
Let's get this baby fed first.
Well, this one baby's so easy, I figure we can handle lots more. And as soon as we can get them, about half a dozen, huh? Why wait?
Not right away.
Oh, why not? We've got Maynard to help us. Dad. Mom.
Oh, Dobie, my baby.
How'd you find out?
You've got to get up pretty early in the morning to fool Herbert T. Gillis.
Excuse me, please. I have to go feed the baby.
You sound mad. I thought you'd be proud.
Oh, we are, dear, we are.
Proud?
You're always complaining about me loafing, wanting me to do something.
Well, this isn't exactly what I had in mind.
Oh, is that the baby? Oh.
Winnie, don't make friends so fast there.
Oh, we like our milk, don't we? He looks just like Dobie.
Winnie, please.
Nah, Dobie's a lot taller.
Oh, I mean the features, the eyes and the nose and the mouth. See?
Yep. They're all there.
Dad, I can explain
It's
everything.
all right, son. You're married now. We understand. We're your parents.
Dad, you're wrong.
I am not wrong. I distinctly remember bringing you home from the hospital.
No, Dad.
Yes. I didn't believe it at first myself, but they brought you in, and there was a little bracelet. Baby Gillis. I made them double check it.
Dad.
Winnie, will you please? Here, give me that baby.
Dad.
I sure.
No.
You don't know what you're doing here. We're going to find out. Yep, temperature's right. Hey, here we go. How's that, partner, huh? Hey, he's a big one, ain't he?
Dad, look like
Oh,
he's
shut up. Yes, sir. Oh, Winnie, it's been a long time since I was a father. So, I'm sorry about the whole thing.
Oh, it's okay, Dad.
No, I went off half-cocked again, as usual. Jumped to conclusions all over the place. Made a darn fool out of myself, and don't you ever do it again. Yes.
How about that? The good guy's wearing a black hat.
Esme, dear.
Oh, go away.
I will not go away. Why do you think I joined this silly band? Why do you think I learned how to play this silly thing? For only one reason, Esme, only one. For you.
Oh, no, not again.
Yes, 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 again and again and again. As long as there's breath in this body. Esme, I love you.
Well, that's ridiculous.
Why? Why is it so ridiculous?
You know very well why.
No, I don't. Tell me.
I won't tell you. I'll show you.
Dobie,
All right. So Esme's a little taller than I am. I admit it. But what does it matter? I mean, what's a 10 or 12-inch difference in height when two hearts beat as one?
What do you mean our two hearts beat as one? How can they beat as one when mine is way up here and yours is way down there?
Okay, you're taller. But height doesn't count. What counts is love. And that's what I've got for you, Esme. Love. I got love I ain't even used yet.
Thanks a lot, Shorty, but no thanks.
Listen, Esme, you are my heart and soul. Without you, I will wander the earth, a hulk, a derelict, a shambling, unkempt, pathetic figure.
You rang?
Maynard, you know how I feel about Esme. Tell her how I love her, how I ache and quake for her, how she puts the roses in my cheeks.
By all means, Maynard, tell her, but tell her after class, won't you? Right now, if it's not too inconvenient, I would like to get on with rehearsal. For the past 8 years, the Central High School Band has finished second in the City High School Band competition, which is not an altogether distinguished record when you consider there are only 2 high schools in town. Of course, if you keep playing the way you're playing today, you may finish third. Sound your A, please. Far be it from me to enforce conformity on the new generation. But in this case, my young tin-eared friends, I am afraid there is only one A. Zelda, show them. Thank you, Zelda. You're truly a remarkable musician.
You hear that, Dobie? A remarkable musician, a raving beauty, a giant intellect, and it's all yours.
I appreciate that, Zelda. Honest, I do, but no thanks.
Why not? You love me.
Zelda, I love canoeing. I love tobogganing. I love popcorn with melted butter. I love blazers with brass buttons. I love green meadows and yellow daffodils. I love riding in a speedboat. I love the Constitution. But you, Zelda? No, Zelda.
Sure you do. I'll prove it.
I keep telling you, it's just a reflex.
If this learned discourse could continue after rehearsal, I would appreciate it. It's not that I'm not grateful to you, Zelda. You've been an enormous help to me. And now, Zelda, if you will man your horn, you will not find me unappreciative. All right, musicians, and I use the term loosely, the William Tell Overture from 19, the Agitato. Maynard! Maynard! Maynard!
That was cool, man. That was far Outsville.
Oh, it was like nothing.
Let us not mince words. You, Maynard, are a genius.
Me?
A genius. A flat-out, cotton-picking genius. In my book, Catman, the real geniuses of our time aren't those guys who are shooting rockets at Venus and Mars and like that. The real geniuses are the cats who can write jazz. Because, let's face it, what's more important than jazz?
Nothing.
Maynard, there's only one thing to do. You and I gotta go steady.
No, just a minute. Just a darn minute.
Yeah, just a darn minute.
Yeah.
Time's a-wasting, Maynard. Here's my merit badge. Let's go steady.
Yeah, but you're a girl.
So?
Well, in fact, you're a very big girl.
So?
But I'm scared of girls, even little tiny ones. They spend my money, they won't let me kiss them goodnight, and they draw funny pictures of me in their notebooks. No thanks, girl, not me.
What is this, a band rehearsal or a class in marriage counseling? In either case, the prospects are dim. However, let us press on. Back to the William Tell Overture. And Maynard, try to play the notes as written, won't you? There's a good fellow.
But it's so square, Mr. Pumfret. I mean, it's like square.
Then play it like square.
You don't like big jazz, that's what you don't.
Maynard, would it interest you to know that I have the largest collection of the Kingston Trio, Fats Domino, and the Coasters in the entire city?
Hey, how come a hip guy like you got on this teaching kick?
Because I am hip, Maynard. I got a bulletin for you. It takes a hip guy to be a teacher.
I don't dig. If you're so hip, how come you want us to play this Ricky-Ticky Lone Ranger jazz?
Because the Ricky-Ticky School Board says I have to. But I'll tell you what I'm going to do. Maynard and the rest of you, let's have a contest. Anyone in this band who writes an original jazz composition will win a handsome prize, which I will personally donate.
Like money, sir?
On my salary? Surely you jest. No, the prize will not be money, but something even better. The winner will be excused from writing the next English theme.
You couldn't make it like the next two.
Very well, Maynard. Like the next two.
Three?
Like the next two. And now, if we may return to the William Tell Overture. I'm sure this will distress you no end, but, class, dismiss!
Maynard, my offer still stands. Let's go steady.
Girl, my answer still stands like no, like negative, like on, like never, like goodbye.
You see, Esme? You see, with Maynard, you're dead. With me, on the other hand...
on the other hand, are too short for me.
Well, I'm just as tall as Maynard.
But he can write jazz.
This makes him tall?
This makes him a man among men. A leader, a child of destiny, a genius. You give me a man who can write jazz, and I don't care if I have to lift him up the drink out of a drinking fountain. I am his.
But I love you.
Farewell, little one.
Dobie, you're not too short for me. All right, go ahead. Beat your head against the wall. It's your own decision. I don't have one thing to say about it. But remember, Dobie, I'll always be waiting.
Boy, if you've got a problem, tell me about it.
Well, there is one thing bugging me.
Well, ask your father, dear. That's what fathers are for.
Sure, the worst you can get is a wrong answer.
Well, all right. Dad, why are girls getting so tall?
Oh, well, because why are girls getting so tall?
Yeah. Everywhere you go, you see girls towering over all the guys around them. Take, for instance, this girl, Esme Louderback on the Central High Band. She's got to be at least 6'2" or 3". Why?
Dobie, dear, your father wants to help you, but you really can't expect him to know the answer to a question like that.
Oh, is that so? Well, I will have you know, my dear Mrs. Herbert T. Gillis, that I do know the answer.
You do?
Simplest thing in the world. It's the matriarchy.
Oh, no, not again.
Listen, I was just reading about it in the Legion magazine last week. Now, a matriarchy is a society that is ruled by women.
Like ours.
Precisely.
Now, just a minute. Just a darn minute.
Mom, please, Dad's trying to explain something.
Boy, we are living in a matriarchy.
Ridiculous.
But it wasn't always a matriarchy. This used to be a man's country, and men ran the whole kit and caboodle.
And what did women do?
Well, they baked bread, washed clothes, had babies, took care of their husbands. They didn't drink or vote or make loud noises. They were sweet and shy and soft.
Yeah, and short?
Of course they were short. To look up to their men, they had to be short.
That must have been wonderful.
Oh, it was, boy. It was.
Well, what loused it up?
Well, a series of catastrophes, starting with automatic washers, automatic dryers, and power steering. Now, it used to be that when a man came home from work, no matter how tired he was, he could be sure that his wife would be even tireder. But today, the poor guy drags himself into the house to find his wife looking like she just came off a month's vacation in the country. Her eyes are bright, her step is springy, her nostrils are flaring, and she's chock full of pep and plans for him. Darling, she says to him, don't you think we ought to turn the attic into a rumpus room? Don't you think we ought to send little Waldo to school in Switzerland? Don't you think we ought to flood the den and make an aquarium? Oh, the poor guy, all he wants to do is crawl into an easy chair and turn on the television. But no, there she is, all over him like a swarm of hornets. He's too tired to fight, so what does he do? He just sits there and mumbles, yes, dear, of course, dear, whatever you say, dear. Dobie, when you give a woman power like this, it's a cinch she's going to attain the size to match it. And that, son of mine,
is why girls are getting so tall.
Gee, isn't there anything we can do about it?
Nothing legal.
That will be enough of that, Herbert T. Gillis. Dobie, dear, don't you pay any attention to your father's feet are hurting him again, and you know how he gets. It's all a matter of biology. Girls get their growth earlier, and boys always catch up.
You mean there's a chance I'll catch up with Esme Louderback?
Of course there is.
You sure?
Just trust your mother who loves you.
And ignore your dumb old dad who supports you.
Don't you have homework, dear?
Oh, yeah.
There's cookies and milk in your room.
Oh, thanks, Mom.
Winnie, I just don't understand you. Filling that poor boy's head with all that nonsense, you know as well as I do he'll never grow up to be as tall as that girl.
Maybe he will and maybe he won't. The point is, in a few weeks, he'll forget about her and get himself a new girl. So why not give him a little hope to cling to? Why let him go around moping?
Well, maybe you're right.
Of course I am. And speaking of filling the boy's head full of nonsense, what's all this gibberish about
Gibberish?
the matriarchy? Yes, gibberish. Take our home, for example. Is there any question here who's boss?
Certainly not.
There you are.
It's you.
Trouble is, you might say, my natural habitat. But never have I been in trouble like this. I've got to grow until I'm as tall as Esme Louderback. But how do I keep her out of circulation while I'm growing? And how do I make sure she's still available when I catch up to her? Well, I've got a plan. Not exactly a plan, more like a hope. And not much of a hope. A hope that's puny, scrawny, skimpy, scraggly, tattered.
You rang?
Maynard, if I asked you to do something for me, something you hated to do, would you do it?
Dope, good buddy. I would throw myself in front of an express train for you.
Fine,
I would throw
Maynard.
myself in front of a
Fine.
freight train for you.
Good.
I would throw myself in front of a streetcar for you. I would throw myself in front of a bus for you.
Wonderful.
I would throw myself in front of a sedan for you. I would throw myself in front of a convertible for you. I would throw myself in front of a station wagon for you. I would throw myself in front of a horse for you.
Thank you, Maynard. I'm deeply touched. But you don't have to throw yourself in front of anything.
But I want a dope. Just name it.
Maynard, you know that girl in the band, Esme Louderback?
You want me to throw myself in front of Esme Louderback? I'll do it, good buddy. A person could get, stomped to death, but I'll do it.
No, Maynard, no. I don't want you to throw yourself in front of Esme Louderback. I want you to go to her and tell her you've been thinking about her offer and you've decided to go steady with her.
Goodbye, ex-buddy.
Some friend you turn out to be. I'll do anything for you, good buddy. Just name it.
But I don't dig girls. You know that.
All I know is that I'm the best friend you ever had. True?
True.
And how long have we been friends?
Since we've been little tiny babies.
Yeah, and who taught you how to crawl?
You.
And who taught you how to walk?
You. But to tell you the truth, you didn't do such a good job. I walk pretty funny, though.
But you get around, don't you? And who taught you everything else you know? How to tie your shoes, how to dial the telephone, how to...
That's about all I know, Dope.
Well, you wouldn't have known that much if it wasn't for me. Now, when I ask you one little favor, you rat out on me. All right, Maynard, if that's the way it is, I'm glad I found out.
Okay, Dope, I'll do it.
That's my good buddy. Now...
There's only one thing I don't dig.
Oh?
If you used to wait for this tall chick, how come you want me to go steady with her?
That's the clever part of my plan. Now, you see, Maynard, Esme says I'm not tall enough for her. Well, I will be in a little while. All I need is some time to grow. But meanwhile, I've got to make sure some other guy doesn't come along and grab her. Now, if you're going steady with her, that takes her out of circulation while I'm growing. Then when I get my growth, I'll come to you and I'll say, okay, Maynard, turn Esme over to me. Which you, of course, will be happy to do because you are my good buddy and you don't like girls anyhow.
True.
Yeah.
There's only one thing I can say, Dope.
Yeah?
I'm glad the Russians ain't got your brain.
Maynard, thank you. Now, get cracking, boy.
Yeah.
Go lock up Esme. Yeah.
It won't work, Dobie.
Zelda, will you quit following me around and skulking behind trash cans?
You poor fool. While you're growing, what do you think she's going to do? Stand still? She'll be growing, too.
Jealousy, that's it. Jealousy's warped your mind. I'm not listening to you, Zelda. I'm going home. To grow.
You don't want to hurt the boy, Herbert.
Never mind, Mom. Pull harder. Harder.
That is all, Herbert. That is positively all.
Oh, Mom.
Oh, your mother's right, Dobie. Come on, here, let's measure him.
What's the matter, Herbert?
The boy seems to have shrunk a quarter of an inch.
Things were not hopeful. Not hopeful at all. But the cruelest blow of all was yet to come. And who do you think gave it to me? Who do you think gave it to me?
Dobie, this is the crummiest thing I ever did in my whole life. And what makes it even crummier is I'm doing it to you, the best buddy I got in the whole world, who taught me everything I know, like tying my shoes and dialing the telephone and all like that.
What are you trying to tell me, Maynard?
Maynard, will you tell him or shall I?
Oh, I'll tell him, tall girl. It's like my duty.
It certainly is.
Dobie. You tell him, Esme.
No, Maynard. You tell me. What happened?
Dobie can stop trying to grow.
Why?
Because I ain't going to give Esme back to you, no matter how tall you get. Dobie, I'm going to keep her.
And I'm going to keep him.
What? Yeah, all of a sudden I dig girls. Anyhow, I dig Esme. I mean, she's real far out, this tall, crazy chick, and I love her, Dobe, and I ain't never going to give her back.
Amen.
Oh, no.
Tough, pal, but that's the way the cookie crumbles.
You can hit me with all your might in the stomach if you want to, Dobe. Come on, Dobe, hit me. I feel a lot better.
You really would, Dobie.
No, I don't want to hit you, Maynard.
You want to hit me, Dobie?
No.
You want me to hit her? You want her to hit me?
Look, I don't want anybody to hit anybody. Now, just go, please. Both of you go. Leave me alone.
I love you, Dobie.
Oh, please leave me alone, Zelda. My life is in ashes.
Let me finish. I love you, Dobie. I love you so much I can't stand to see you suffer. So that's why I'm going to get you the one thing in the world that'll make you happy.
You mean?
Esme Louderback.
Yeah? How?
Listen. What does Esme admire and respect more than anything in the whole world?
A man who can write jazz music.
Right. So next week when Mr. Pomfret has his contest to see who can write the best jazz composition, you are going to stand up and play the guitar and sing a great jazz number. A number that you wrote yourself. And you'll win first prize in a breeze. And Esme will be your girl, even if she is a whole head taller.
Zelda, have you blown your stack? Me play a guitar? Me write a song?
I've already written the song. And it's really a gas if I do say so myself. As for the guitar, I can teach you enough chords to fake it.
Why are you doing this, Zelda?
You want that great big giraffe of a girl, don't you?
Yeah.
That's why I'm doing it. But now hear me good. This is the plan. No. Now can't you get it through your pointed little head that Tempest is fugiting? There's only 2 more days.
No, it's no use, Zelda. I'll never learn in time.
Of course you will. You love Esme, don't you?
Sure I do.
Well, love can move mountains.
You're right, Zelda. Bring on those mountains.
Attaboy. Now, chord.
Yeah.
Wonderful, excellent, marvelous. Now, let's do it one more time and get it right. Ready? 1, 2.
Zelda, I owe you an apology. Zelda, I was suspicious when you first started teaching me to play the guitar. In fact, I still am. But I want you to know that if I take first prize tomorrow and win Esme, I'll never forget you. There'll always be a warm spot in my heart for you and a place at my table. Zelda, you're a real human being.
Now, come on, we haven't got much time left. You ready?
Yeah.
1, 2, 3.
Green lightning struck me in the heart when I first met you. Oh, Maynard, I just know you're going to win the contest. I mean, the song you wrote is the living, breathing, ultimate end. And you know what you're going to do after you take first prize? You're going to stand on a chair and kiss me.
Hey, Dobe. Hey, Dobe. Dobe. Hey, Dobe. Hey, man. You like hate me.
But I don't, Catman. I love you, and you love me. And love is all that matters, isn't it?
Tall girl, you know what I don't like?
What?
I don't like love.
Just stay loose, pal. You got nothing to worry about. You'll take first prize on a breeze.
Oh, maybe. But if I do, it'll be on account of that song you wrote. That's the most beautiful song I ever heard in my whole life.
Oh, pish-posh. Just remember, Dobie, give it everything you've got. You're a cinch. Esme will fall into your lap like a ripe plum. A great big one.
Let me put it to you simply. You're a great human being.
Good morning, troubadours. Today, as we all know, is the contest for the best original jazz composition. Now, will the contestants please raise their hands? Oh, yes, Maynard, of course. Anyone else? Dobie, you have written an original jazz composition?
Yes, sir, he has.
Well, I suppose the merciful thing is to get it over with as quickly as possible. All right, Dobie, you go first.
Excuse me, sir. kill him, Poopsie.
I never was good at football. I never took time to try. Fishing and hunting just ain't my dish. I let it pass right on by. But give me a cutie and I know my duty. You'll find me right beside her. But don't get rough, I don't like that stuff. I'm a lover, not a fighter. I never did learn to wrestle. And boxing leaves me cold. With a mind that's willing but a back that's weak, I can't be brave and bold. But give me a girlie with a smile so pearly and the old moon is shining brighter. And I'll show you what this boy can do. I'm a lover, not a fighter. I never did like adventure. Don't want to fly to the moon. The only trip I ever want to take will be on my honeymoon. When I find me a lassie with a cute little chassis, I'll step up and invite her. But I won't be mean when I find my queen. I'm a lover, not a fighter. Yeah, give me a cutie and I know my duty. You'll find me right beside her. But don't get rough, I don't like that stuff. I'm a lover, not a fighter.
I like withdraw from the contest, Mr. Pomfret.
Withdraw?
Yeah, I'm a lover, not a fighter. Bong! Oh, yeah, you gotta give him the prize. And he wins Esme, too. He won her fair and square.
Now, just a minute. Just a darn minute.
Move, girl. You wanted a genius, didn't you? Well, here's the pin. Go grab him.
You're right. Small man, I've reconsidered. What's an 8 or 10 inch difference in height when a fella's got a talent like yours? All right, I'll go steady. Here's my merit badge.
Miss, could you possibly plight your troth a little later? This, in spite of all appearances, is still a classroom.
Work out later.
Well, Dobie, it would appear that you had won the prize, and I'm completely astonished by it. Congratulations.
No, sir.
I beg your pardon?
No, sir. No, sir, I can't accept the prize. The prize belongs to Zelda Gilroy.
Oh, Dobie.
Zelda, would you do me the privilege to go steady with me?
Oh, yeah. No, Dobie. I'm not worthy of you. I've been a rat, a low-down, conniving rat. I let you think that I was honorable and self-sacrificing because I knew all along that you were going to do what you just did. I knew it because it is you, Dobie, who are noble and self-sacrificing, and I am rotten clean through.
Mr. Pomfret, would you mind if Zelda and I stepped outside for a moment?
I would be abjectly grateful.
Come, Zelda.
Arrivederci.
Well, Zelda, I've got to give you this. It was pretty smart, that plan you figured out.
It was treacherous and deceitful.
True, but smart. I mean, you were using your head, which is what I should have been doing.
I don't follow you.
Look, what if I did start going steady with Esme? Sooner or later, she's got to find out I can't really write jazz music. Then what does she do?
She dumps you?
Exactly. She dumps me, just like every girl I've ever had has dumped me.
Not me, Dobie.
That's right. Not you. You're the only girl in the whole Central High that I can be sure of.
You mean you want to go steady with me?
Well, Zelda, it's not a question of want. It's a question of what's available. And you, I'm afraid, are it.
Oh, Dobie!
But give me a girlie with a smile so pearly and the old moon is shining brighter. And I'll show you what this boy can do. I'm a lover, not a fighter. I never did like adventure. The only trip I ever want to take will be on my honeymoon.